Good morning, Mayor. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Carlos, let me know when we're ready to start.
Waiting for Councilwoman Evans to walk in. She's walking in now. We're ready to start, sir.
Okay, awesome. Let me go ahead and reopen the agenda. Welcome, everybody to our agenda for our regular meeting of the Adelanto City Council, the Adelanto Public Financing Authority, the Adelanto Public Utility Authority, the Adelanto Community Benefit Corporation, and the Successors Agency Board. Today is October 22nd, 2025. Getting started here at 11:02. Virginia, can you get us started with a roll call, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Counselor Evans,
Present.
Counselor Mesa,
Here.
Counselor Updegrove,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramos,
Present.
Mayor Reyes.
Present.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Updegrove, can you lead us with the invocation? And Councilman Mesa, can you lead us with the flag salute?
Yes, sir.
Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to serve this community. We ask that you would be with us and guide us and lead us into good decisions over the city today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. City Manager, do we have any deletions or additions to the agenda?
Yes, we do, Your Honor. We would like to pull from the consent calendar item number 6, the acceptance of parcel map 21040, proposal to subdivide and develop a 6.81 acre site with a 132 unit residential community with amenities on a 4.81 acre site. We would also like to pull from new business item number 2, which is the wall art program, as well as number 3 from new business, which is utility box program. And that's it, Your Honor.
Okay,
For a
perfect.
date uncertain. My apologies.
All righty. So with that being done, we're going to go ahead and I'll motion for the approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty. City Manager, any announcements or reports?
Yes. Good morning, Mayor Reyes, Mayor Pro Tem Ramos, City Council staff, and members of the public. Mayor Reyes, under your leadership and this amazing City Council, the City of Adelanto continues to move forward with strong momentum. Together, we are attracting significant economic investment that brings new industry. It brings new industry, housing, retail, and most importantly, for our residents, it brings jobs. I am pleased to share several key updates this morning. However, before I do that, I would like to share that I recently attended our yearly League of California Cities conference along with our city council. I have to say that this is well, I'd like to first say that this is my 10th yearly conference I have attended, and that by far the most productive conference I have attended. I am certain that that great opportunities for the city of Adelanto will come from our attendance and participation. So thank you very much for allowing me to attend. Moving on to my updates, the fully entitled CarMax Service Center project continues to advance towards construction. located on a 50-acre site at Rancho Road and Emerald Road. The development will feature more than 150,000 square foot space for dedicated to vehicle reconditioning and service operations. The project includes a 7,000 square foot enclosed auction building designed to meet modern safety and operational standards, along with a private car wash, a fueling station, and an extensive vehicle staging area. The groundbreaking is anticipated in the summer of 2026. CarMax investment represents a major milestone in job creation, economic growth, and advancing Adelanto's industrial development goals. We are also excited to welcome KC Petroleum, which has submitted plans for a new 5,000 square foot gas station and commercial development at the intersection of Adelanto Road and Air Expressway. Adelanto Road and Air Expressway. The project will include a 4,000 square foot modern convenience store, 6 double-sided fuel dispensers with a canopy, 1,000 square foot quick service restaurant, outdoor dining areas, 6 electric vehicle charging stations, and a dedicated RV parking area. The development is currently in the entitlement phase and it's anticipated to go before the Planning Commission late this year, sometime in December of this year. Moving on to the Seneca Road Rehabilitation Project. The design phase for the Seneca Road Rehabilitation Project is nearing completion and is expected to be finalized by mid-November of this year. Once the design is completed, staff will immediately issue a request for proposals to move the project into public bidding and construction. This represents another major step forward in our city's commitment to improving local road infrastructure and ensuring safer, more accessible neighborhoods for our residents. In closing, as we continue to see this growth and progress within our city, I want to take a moment to recognize our dedicated city staff for their hard work and professionalism. Their efforts, combined with the vision and leadership of this council, are transforming Adelanto into a thriving, forward-looking community that attracts investment opportunity and pride. Together we are providing, and we're proving that Adelanto is open for business, open for innovation, and moving with purpose. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, City Manager. It's always great to hear such amazing updates. I'm going to go ahead and bring it over to Council. Councilwoman Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, quite a busy couple weeks. First, I want to thank MPT Ramos for inviting me out to the SCAG demographics workshop that happened down in downtown LA. While the drive was deep, it was so worth it. So I don't know how you do that multiple times a week, month, whenever you're doing it is crazy. But the information that they shared there was just so impactful. I can go in deep. I'm hoping to get the slides. They may have already sent them. I'm looking for the slides to just post those. That'd be easier than me trying to explain what all they talked about. But just the different dynamics of housing and how we should be looking at housing moving forward. So I'll be asking for a future agenda item based on something that we learned there at the end of the meeting. Also attended the Family Assistance Program Gala. Amazing. They always do such a great job of putting on these events and honoring not only their clients, but their staff. And so that was phenomenal. Thank you to Daryl Evie for inviting me out to that. Like City Manager Flores, League of California Cities, as always, super impactful. Not only are the workshops and the sessions so informative and help us learn how to better serve you, the relationships that we build. You know, I got to spend a little bit more time with Mayor Frank, give me his last name, from Cerritos, Yokohama, from Cerritos. This guy's phenomenal. And to hear the stories and how he's been influential and the sacrifice he's willing to give and some of the decisions he's making moving forward for Cerritos is just huge. And then the last thing was our regional steering committee for the COC. We did vote there was some money that was allocated to organization here in the high desert. That organization fell way short on delivering. The county was threatening to take that money back out of the desert and reallocate it to another region. The steering committee worked hard to find a workaround to try to keep that money in the high desert. So we voted to reallocate those funds to a different organization, which we know will come through because they've come through on a whole lot of other projects. So super excited to see what they do with this additional funding and how they're able to collab with even that nonprofit that wasn't able to pull through and get these families served when it comes to housing. So those are my updates. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Little Grove.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody. I was everywhere too. Yes. Okay. So I had the opportunity to go and visit the PACE Center in Victorville, and it was great. Obviously, here in Adelanto, we are blessed to have our senior center here. But what I really enjoyed also over at PACE was that they were able to transfer in people and seniors from all over, from Barstow and other cities and other areas. And so they have a much larger facility and they are able to do a few more things, including doctor's visits and such. But it was a great opportunity to see the facility and to meet and see and learn about the programs that they have provided there for their seniors. And I look forward to seeing some expansion here in our own city with our existing senior center. I was able to sit at a roundtable for faith-based leaders with our Senator Suzette Valladares. And that was a great brainstorming opportunity to come together with all the faith-based leaders in the high desert. And we were able to talk about many of the different programs that people are not aware of that are here in our district. And so there's actually going to be a lot more information on social media and through mailers about some of the resources and some of the programs that are available to our residents and to all of us here in Adelanto. And we're looking forward for that. It was very nice because I was also able to attend the Behavioral Health District Advisory Committee meeting, and it was actually one of the more I don't want to say more important, but it was more important. It was nice because we got to hear about, and I got to have our Mayor Pro Tem join us as well as a special guest. It was nice to see about all of the funding opportunities that are here in this district. And I don't know if you know this, but there's funding available for good programs. And I'm sure Councilwoman Evans is also of the same belief that we have to find people that want to run these buildings and run these programs that are capable, that have the capacity, that have the business experience, that have the funding, that have all those things lined up. And I assure you in our region, we do. And so it may not be everybody, but somebody here knows someone who has those types of experience and they have the capacity to run these programs. And if you're one of them, I encourage you to get connected with the behavioral health department and as well as the steering committee and so many other great opportunities in this region to bring those kinds of services to our communities here and especially here in Adelanto. I had a great meeting with the County of San Bernardino for a new housing project here in the city of Adelanto. Although the project has not yet been approved, it looks pretty promising, and it is specifically for transitional housing for foster youth. So those who are aging between 18 to 22 out of foster youth, so that they would be able to have a pathway to success as they transition out of one season to a new season. So we're excited about the potential project coming to the city of Adelanto. And some great news. I'll save that one for last. I also want to welcome, recently, Councilman Mesa went to the I Am Love opening here with Sir in the city of Adelanto, but I Am Love has also joined the local Adelanto Food Collaborative, which means that the distribution of food, of fresh fruits and vegetables and drinks and all those other things is available in Adelanto with I Am Love. And so I want to welcome him to the Food Collaborative and their organization. And as we see them week by week, every Wednesday morning, it's good to know that more and more organizations in our city are participating in the giving and in the service to our community. So I think that's a beautiful thing. yesterday, my team at New Leaf was able to go to the federal prison, and we were able to bless the prison with 3,000 loaves of bread. So it was great. As you
It
know,
started off with 1,000 though.
it was now it's 6. Now it's 6,000.
Right.
6,000 loaves. No,
Right.
it was a beautiful thing. They were very grateful, and of course, we got to actually sit and meet a lot of Adelanto employees who also work at the federal prison, and so we got to hear from them and hear from their families, and we also got to let them know what Adelanto has as far as resources and free diapers this coming Tuesday, and free wipes and free food and services that can help in this interim time. So we were very blessed to be able to do that. But last but not least, this is the big one. I am super, super excited to share because it's done. The County of San Bernardino and New Leaf Ministries has partnered together on a big project, and it has been approved. It is the new Adelanto Medical RV. It is going to be stationed in the city of Adelanto, and it is contracted with Tri-State medical team. And so they have doctors assigned to this RV. Our top priority is going to be seniors and veterans. And so we will be reaching out to our senior center to see if we can roll up and help in any way. And then also we want to work with the AESD and some of the families so that we can come to you. And so that's one of it's a great project for the beginning of 2026. So we are out there looking for medical RVs that are structured in a way that these doctors, they will have family doctors, they will have dentists, they're going to have all kinds of stuff. There's a huge calendar, and we are going to service the entire high desert from city to city, but the medical RV will be stationed in the city of Adelanto, and Adelanto organizations will control where and when these medical RVs go to wherever they go. So of course it's going to be Adelanto first, and we're very excited.
I like
You
that.
like that?
Adelanto first.
Sounds good.
Adelanto first, and we're very excited. We look forward to collaborating with many of from the schools to, I see Rhonda Dennis is here today. So there's going to be all kinds of groups that we are going to be able to provide low cost to no cost medical services for our community. And so we're super excited. We are so grateful to the County of San Bernardino for picking up that project and allowing us to partner with them for such a great 2026, right? So
Yep.
we're excited about those things.
Your anniversary.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's not big news. Well, we turned 5. New Leaf Ministries turns 5 on October 30th.
Still a baby.
I know, we're like little toddlers running around causing a mess, but we're excited. We're going to have a big, our neighbors know we do this every year. We have like a huge potluck in the driveway, and it's just grown. So we've moved it to the yard, and now the yard and the driveway, it's going to be a shebang. So if you guys want to come through, you are welcome. There will be lots of fun surprises. We'll just put it that way. And New Leaf has always been a giving outreach ministry. And so you can expect if you show up, you're going to leave with some stuff.
Nice. Great job. Thank you so much for those amazing announcements. Councilor Mesa.
Good morning. We're still in morning. Good morning, everybody. Like city manager said, Long Beach was we were killing it out there. We went out there on attack. The first time I was out there, it was kind of like, listen, learn, don't open your mouth too much because you don't want to say the wrong things when you're meeting new people. And, and now it was just straight attack mode. And we were in some really good meetings. I'm going to bring a couple up right now. One of them that affects us here in this community in all of San Bernardino County is a contract with the supervisors did a couple of years ago, bringing LA trash to our district. And that is filling up our trash dump site really fast. So we're working on alternative ways. Maybe Adelanto can be first again in these rights to kind of move forward. So that's kind of what I've been going on and attacking that and seeing what we can do to maybe have our own trash place here in the city. I've talked with Burtech. We're trying to map some stuff out and get this out as quick as possible. It takes like 5 to 10 years, honestly, to have it. So quicker we jump on it,
but it's something bad that's happened. I think it's bad. LA bringing all their trash over here, and we know the fires just happened, so it's not going to be the best trash, right? So just keep an eye for that. They're trying to extend hours. So those are the kind of things you have when you go into these meetings and you see what's really going on. I don't want to just tell you guys, oh, we had these meetings. Some of this stuff really affects us, and that's kind of why I want to bring it back and bring it up. Then on the positive side, you're meeting mayors like Joe Baca, Rialto, congressman, senator. The guy's done everything over his whole career. I think he's been elected to more positions than anybody else ever. So he's held a lot of offices, and fortunately for me, he likes me. I don't know why, but he likes me. I mean, he's on the other side, but he likes me, and he's taking me under his wing, and he's telling me some stuff, and I'm like, let's go. One of the things is that he's putting out in Rialto that I'm going to be bringing up later on today is our parks. We want to, there's grants out there, there's funding out there for all-inclusive parks. So what is all-inclusive? If you have kids with disabilities, handicapped kids, where they go to play. And that's something he opened my eyes to, just having a conversation. And that's something I'm going to be bringing up where we can include that into our parks, right? So it's really a park for the whole community and not just selected community. So again, great things that happen over there in Long Beach. We were working hard out there for you guys all day long. I was able to meet with Brightline last Friday. Brightline is the speed train that's coming from Las Vegas all the way to Rancho Cucamonga. Partnering with them possibly to bring work into the city of Adelanto, meaning more jobs, more construction. For them, they're looking at retainer walls, and it's hard to pour walls out in the middle of the deserts coming all the way over here. So that's something precast concrete is able to do. Fortunately, we have a company called Clark Pacific that does precast. So it might be an amazing thing to bring more jobs and more work here to the city of Adelanto. Another company that's coming to Adelanto, we were in talks with, is Day One Food. They are building 6 to 8 buildings in the city of Adelanto, right off Adelanto Road. They are a kimchi Korean company. They were looking for you, by the way. Not joking around. They were actually, don't you have a Korean council? I'm like, yeah, we do. So they were really, really on top of it, ready to go. So we have more jobs, more companies coming to the city of Adelanto. So be on the lookout, besides the ones Jesse mentioned earlier today. I also met with a great teacher that we have at Adelanto High School, Richard Fuuli. Probably butchered it, but maybe I got it pretty close. He runs a construction company, construction class at Adelanto High School where he's teaching the kids construction. They also have automotive there. They have barbershop. So they're bringing a lot of the skills back. And what he's doing is he's partnering with one of the companies partnering with is Cisneros Bros. Anybody ever heard of Cisneros Bros? They're a plumbing company. They're huge up here. So he goes to those companies. Cisneros is actually going to be on their board for their nonprofit. And what they're doing is they're talking to these companies and say, what do I need to teach these kids that they can go into your company right away? What are the basics that you'll say, hey, if you know X, Y, and Z, we can work with you. Who are your top students that know X, Y, and Z? And that's kind of what is going on. And we're trying to link them up with other companies to see what are their needs and what can we train our kids to get them into that door on entry-level positions and on all these. And if they're taking off even higher, right? Because our new skilled labor needs to be computer illiterate, right? Which is our new, that's our kids, right? They're computer illiterate more than hands-on. So now we got to teach them that hands-on to combine with that computer literacy. And now we got something striving here. So that's something we're working on together. And that nonprofit is Construction Youth of America. It's right up my alley, right? Everything I want to do. Amanda always gives me a hard time. Like, there's kids that don't play sports, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So this is a great opportunity for me to be working with them to other kids involved in other things that pique their interest. So more to come on that. And that's all I have right now, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Great updates, council. Great morning to everyone in attendance. Buenos días a todos mis lindos y lindas hispanos y hispanas por estar con nosotros hoy. Gracias. First and foremost, before I get into my hefty, all of us have hefty amount of announcements and updates. Always want to recognize greatness when greatness is in the room. Our very beloved and our very own championship coach, right? Coach Bali. Appreciate you joining us today, right? Give it up. The one and only championship ring coming out of Adelanto. Football, right? And whenever you're ready to come back, coach, come on back. We're ready for you. Quick updates. So Tuesday, September 30th, I had the pleasure of being invited out to Gus Franklin Junior STEM Academy to speak to the kids for their annual career day. Thank you so much to the staff for inviting me out. It was fun. It was great. My favorite part was the interaction with the kids, right? They had some really, really great questions. We were able to hand out some pins. Every student got one of our city pins, right? The 30th or 40th anniversary one, whichever ones, they got a pin. And then I believe there was three of them answered a couple questions correctly, and they each got one of our city irons as well. I loved the fact that we had quite a few kids raise their hands and shared that they wanted to join the military, right? So thank you for those that want to serve. We need you guys. We need our future leaders. So again, thank you for inviting me out for that annual career day. Appreciate it. Look forward to the next one. Wednesday, October 1st, as Councilwoman Evans mentioned, we did attend the SCAG demographic workshop, their annual workshop. Thank you, SCAG. Thank you, SCAG, for hosting this annual event. And each time it gets better. My key takeaway, right? There was, like, you're correct, Councilwoman Evans, there was a lot of takeaways, but my key takeaway, and best believe before I go into that Adelanto was asking questions, right? I think we were one of the only few, Councilwoman Evans and myself, that were asking questions and making sure that, we were representing our city and our region to the best of our ability. But housing, right? Having a balanced housing plan in our city is important, right? So I know we have residents that favor, a single family and maybe don't favor multifamily, and some of them favor apartments and vice versa. They don't. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the data shows that we have to have a balanced, right, a housing plan here in the city, not only to attract people, right, but to keep them here. So again, thank you, SCAG, for that annual workshop, and we're looking forward to next year's as well. That same day, on the 1st of October, right after that, I attended our SCAG EAC meeting. Nothing too much to report back. Again, a lot of movement on the Olympics, World Cup, and Super Bowl that are coming up, in the next 1, 2, and 3 years. That following day, Thursday, October 2nd, I had the opportunity to attend Southern California Edison's annual Leaders Roundtable with our one and only Mr. Jim Hirsch. It was a tough meeting. I'm going to be honest with you. MPT, I'm not going to lie to you guys, right? It was a little tough. It's always great to hear, SCE, say they're ready to be, they're working on being reliable, resilient, and ready. But unfortunately, there is a lack of power to our region, and they are working on it, right? But one of the things that their CEO, Mr. Stephen Powell, shared with us, that was asked by, the city of Adelanto, is they're lacking team members, right? They don't have enough. At the end of the day, in a nutshell, they don't have enough staff to go around, right? That's not the excuse, but that's a problem that they're identifying, and they're trying to get ahead of it. So they're looking to partner up with any types of schools, whether it's vocational schools, trade schools, high schools, universities, junior colleges, to start and develop and create programs to help funnel, future leaders and future SCE team members into their program there. And it wasn't a surprise to say right now SCE's number one, objective is to rebuild all the fire victim areas. So, that focus is going to be, they've taken ownership of it, and they're doing whatever they can to build those areas. So again, thank you, Stephen Powell, Mr. Stephen Powell, for the time that you spent with us. And we look forward to the partnership, and we look forward to getting power out to Adelanto as soon as possible. Wednesday, October 7th through Friday, October 10th. I'm not going to harp too much on it. We did have an amazing conference at the League of California Cities annual conference. Two quick points that I want to drive across. One of the sessions that I sat in was addressing the erosion of trust in local government, right? And I wanted to make it a point to attend that one. And one of the things that they pointed out is the way that we get that stigma away, and we begin to create trust, from our residents in our communities, is to deliver on the promises that we're making, right? And I wanted to point that specific fact out, because I feel that this council, under the leadership of our mayor and our city manager, we are delivering on the promises that we're making, that we've made, and that we continue to make, right? We promised better roads. We're getting there, right? We promised more parks. We're getting there. We promised more economic development. We're getting there, right? And for those of you that have bad things to say about the McDonald's, and you keep pointing, oh, there's a McDonald's down the street. There is a McDonald's down the street, but that McDonald's isn't ours, right? This McDonald's is our McDonald's. And I don't think I've ever been so proud of McDonald's that I am like now. That's our McDonald's, right? And don't let me catch you guys going down the street to that other McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay. Our burgers taste better, our buns are fresher, and our lines are shorter. Okay.
And that
Uh,
Victorville one always makes you go and can you go to number 4? Can you go to number like and for a hamburger? Come
So
on.
even though it's just McDonald's, and yes, there's a McDonald's down the street and there's a car wash down the street, these are ours.
Yep.
Right? Let's take pride in the first McDonald's, in the first car wash that we have. It's something small, but it is a promise that we're delivering on. So, and the second thing that I wanted to share about the League of Cities, and I'm glad that the city manager came out to be with us, was just the fact that, like, Adelanto's known, guys, right? We can sit here and we can talk about the sessions and all the knowledge that we gained and all that stuff. That's fine. Like, that's great. But the fact that respect is being put on our name is huge.
Can I
right? It's
interrupt you at that
huge.
pause right there?
Yeah,
Because
go ahead.
while I was talking to Mr. Mayor Frank, he walks up to me, he says, I know you because I know Mayor Pro Tem Ramos. I was a little offended, but what it says is that he's still out there doing the marketing to ensure that people know who Adelanto is. So thank you for that.
Right.
sir.
No, absolutely. And it's thank you to all of us, right? Because we're putting in that work, and it just feels really good, guys. It feels good, from 2018 and 2019, being out there and people saying, where are you from? Where's that? Who you at? And now they're yelling our names, right? They're coming to us and talking to us, and it just feels really good. And again, it's a testament to us delivering on promises that we're making to our residents in our community. So enough about California League of Cities. Then Thursday, October 14th, had an amazing meeting with CM and all the cities, surrounding cities, about the continuing fight and battle for access to Highway 395. We took another big leap where we are going to be getting the support from all the major cities around us, Victorville, Hesperia, and the two big dogs, right, SBCTA and SCAG, to move forward with gaining access to 395. So thank you, Mr. Keith Metzler, city manager of Victorville. Thank you, Mrs. Rachel Molina, city manager of Hesperia. We appreciate the support. Thank you, SBCTA. Thank you, SCAG. And we look forward to updating you guys when we finally, cross that finish line and score that touchdown with 395. Wednesday, October 15th. I said it there. I'm going to say it again. I'll toot their horns to the superstar back there. I can never remember your name, sir. I apologize, right? I should remember every bald guy's name, right? Lieutenant Cahal, and our amazing councilwoman, Updegrove. I attended that Behavioral Health District Advisory Committee meeting in Hesperia. Man, like, you guys packed the room out, right? And I think this is what I'm going to ask for you guys. And you're right, there was so much information about funding, and you guys hit it on the head. And I believe I made mention about this in the past. Funding's there, guys. The funding's there. We just got to keep knocking on the door, and we just got to know how to ask, right? I'm going to ask from the community is one thing that we need to do is we need to show up, right? When Councilwoman Updegrove and all the other board members and Lieutenant Cahal, and they have these powerful organizations that hold the purse and hold the checkbook. And we say, yeah, like Adelanto needs, funding, or the High Desert needs funding. Like, trust me, like, we'll show up. And 3 people show up. Like, that's not going to get the job done. They're not going to cut a check for 3 people. They'll cut a check for 300, 3,000, right? So we have to show up, because then we can't be the ones to complain, well, we don't have no mental health services. I need it. I'm a little crazy. Right, your MPT's a little off, right? That's why I showed up, right? That's why I showed up and I asked questions, right? But we have to show up, even if you're not a little crazy. We all know somebody that's crazy, right? Or that needs some sort of help, right? We have to show up to show these organizations that we want them, we need them, and we will welcome them into our community. So thank you, Councilwoman Updegrove. Please keep me posted on any other future meetings. I will be there. And again, it's important and I'm going to ask for this in a future agenda item, it's important that we have on our websites and on our social media platforms, quick links to all of these different types of important boards and committees that we sit on, right? Our residents shouldn't have to go search through Google and search through this and search through that. They should go to Adelanto's website and everything they need should pop up right there. You don't need to go nowhere else. Our website will be a one-stop shop for any service that we need. So again, thank you for hosting that. Had a great time. Appreciate the invite. I will be at the next one. Immediately after that, headed down to San Bernardino, to Redlands, sorry, for our SWAT meeting regarding solid waste. One biggest thing to report back from there is we're going to be seeing a lot more regulations coming down the pipeline about recycling. So for those of you that don't like to recycle, you need to start liking it. And for those of you that do like to recycle, like myself, like we're going to be getting more, we're going to be getting rewarded more for our recycling efforts. It's coming down the pipeline and there's nothing that we can do about it. Immediately following that meeting, the same day, 10:15 Wednesday, went out to Chino for California Contract Cities Board of Directors meeting. Keynote speaker was 4th District Supervisor Kurt Hagman. Really good to get, you know, insights from Supervisor Hagman on just the technology advancements that our supervisors are pushing for San Bernardino County, right? Get ready. Like he is a tech and AI guru, right? And I just have a feeling that combined with him and our AI and tech, you know, chair, Congressman Mr. Jay Obernolte, we're going to be seeing some amazing advancements and amazing things happen in the county of San Bernardino. So thank you, California Contract Cities, for hosting an amazing meeting. And thank you, Supervisor Kurt Hagman, for the time that you spent with us. That following day, Thursday, October 16th, attended our SBCTA Metro Valley study session down in San Bernardino. Nothing too much to report back from there. Immediately following that meeting, attended our San Bernardino County Housing Trust Ad Hoc Committee meeting. This is going to be big. And again, thank you, City Manager, for electing to join this ad hoc. We are in the process right now of just identifying how we're going to move forward with funding. Again, our senator is going to play a big role in securing a lot of this funding, but we are modeling our trust after a successful trust that was already led by Senator Susan Rubio from Senate District 22. And then Thursday, that same day in the evening, Thursday, October 16th, had the pleasure and the honor to meet with our California State Treasurer, Miss Fiona Ma. I'm gonna call it now our future Lieutenant Governor, Miss Fiona Ma. And again, it blows my mind the relationship, City Manager, that you've already began, that you've cultivated from the past, right? And for our California State Treasurer to talk to me about Adelanto and the things that we've got going on, it's got to be coming from somewhere. It's got to be coming from you, or we're on the radar and she's just studying us, right? So thank you for the relationships that you've cultivated in the past. It's showing, and those seeds are starting to blossom. Also, alongside her, I was able to meet with Mr. Bruce Langer from Langer's Juice. Everybody knows about Langer's Juice. I love that juice. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm gonna drop a little seed. He's looking to expand his plant that's down in the City of Industry to somewhere, you know, up north. So you already know your MPT was out there, you know, advocating. So there will be a future meeting set up with our city manager, our mayor, and Mr. Bruce Langer. Finally, Friday, October 17th, that following day, man, our first annual Harvest Pumpkin Patch giveaway. Give yourselves a round of applause if you showed up. The community came out easy. Over 300 people were there. A lot of the kids here, a lot of the people here in attendance, you guys were there with your own booths, helping with the pumpkin and the decorating of the pumpkins as well. 175 pumpkins were given out within, I think it was like 26, 27 minutes, right? And we still had people coming out asking for pumpkins. Mayor and I know my back felt it the next day. I didn't know handing out 175 pumpkins was gonna, you know, hurt like that, but it was great to see, you know, all the kids. We do it for the kids, man. It was great to see all the kids out there having a great time. We had face painting, we had the balloon artists out there. And then after that, everybody stuck around for the movies in the park. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting that. We promise you that we'll have probably double the amount of pumpkins next year because they will go. And we look forward to hosting that event. Lastly, on that event, a major thank you to our public works team, guys. Like, it's not the job of our public works to go pick up pumpkins, go pick up hay bales, help us set up pumpkins, help us set up picture displays. Like, that's not their job, guys. It's not in their job description, right? So first and foremost, thank you, CM, for allowing them the flexibility to come out and help us with those events. And most importantly, thank you, Public Works, for putting in the work and really just committing to making sure that whatever we need done, like, gets done. So thank you, guys. Lastly, two last things. The SCAG, thank you, SCAG. The partnership that we have created with SCAG, guys, is enormous, and it continues to show with programs that they continue to select Adelanto to help champion. They selected the city of Adelanto to champion this new program that's called their Future Leaders Initiative program. I'm going to touch on the program briefly, but you're going to hear a lot more information coming out about this program. SCAG is looking for young adults between the ages of 18 and 26 who live in the 6 major counties in Southern California, San Bernardino being one of them, that are passionate and curious about civic leadership. No prior experience required, right? Just as any given sports program, coach to my left, coach in front of me, this is a feeder program. This is a feeder program to local government, to future leaders, right? And if we don't start to prepare our future leaders that are sitting in the audience today to run our cities and to govern our cities and to run our states and counties, that's our fault, right? If that high school doesn't have players for next year, that's Little League's fault, or Pop Warner's fault, or whoever's fault it is, right? It's a 6-month leadership program that goes from January 26th to June 26th, monthly virtual sessions. The final session will be hosted in downtown Los Angeles at SCAG's headquarters. These young men and women will be learning, they'll learn about planning, policy, equity, transportation, housing, and change making, right? Again, you're going to hear more information. If you know somebody that wants to apply to the program, applications have already opened up. You'll see a lot of announcements starting to come on all of our social media platforms starting to come out this Friday. And if you have any questions about the program, reach out to any of the council members. We'll be sharing all this information with them, so they'll be able to answer any questions. Lastly, in closing, King's birthday's today, 7 years old. Wish my little guy a happy birthday. And with that, my announcements are done. Thank you, Mayor.
So what I love about having a council that works is I really don't got much to say, because most of those things all three of us were doing. I do want to, though, and unfortunately kind of just have to bring the energy down a little bit, but then I'll work on bringing it back up. If we could please hear briefly for a moment, if we can have a moment of silence for one of our very own residents and veterans in our community. His name was Bobby Brown. A lot of you know him. A lot of you love him, hate him. But what everyone can say about him is that Bobby was true and through, and he had a heart for his veterans. He had a heart for his community, and he was just a great, great person. Unfortunately, he was struck by a vehicle on Highway 15 coming back home after leaving one of the posts, and he was killed. So if we can just take a quick moment of silence for him. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby, and to your family, we love you. We appreciate you. There was a great team forming around Post 229 here in Adelanto, and I know that they will pick up the work and continue improving the quality of life for all of our veterans and for all of our seniors and for all of our community. So, Bobby, thank you so much for all your hard work, for all of your commitment, and everything that you've done in our community. Yes, amazing, amazing time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being in attendance. Sorry that I am remote, but I'm currently out here in Reno, Nevada. I sit on the VVTA, the Victor Valley Transportation Authority Committee for the city, and we are having our CalAct conference. It is my first one with VVTA. A lot of learning so far. Did not realize how much of a mechanism public transportation really is, but I'm very fortunate to be able to be here with VVTA, spending a lot of quality time with the leadership and really learning what it is that we can do to increase our public transportation system and our services and our resources for our community here in the city of Adelanto. They've already been a great partner and donated that bus already to our seniors. So super grateful and excited for them. I will have a lot more to report out from my conference when I come back in our next regular scheduled meeting. But going back to some of the dates, Mayor Pro Tem talked already about our Harvest Festival. It was great. It was amazing. Seeing the community come out for the Harvest Festival and then jumping right into the movies was great. I'll probably say we had closer to, in total with both events, close to maybe 400 people who came out throughout the evening to enjoy and to celebrate. So thank you for all of those who did come out. Again, Mayor Pro Tem, get a shout out to those who already assisted, like Public Works and everyone else. So everyone who was a part of that, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun, a great time. I was also fortunate enough to be able to speak at Adelanto Elementary School. Same thing for their career day. I just focused on the mayoralship, had some amazing questions, and it was great to be able to interact with our youth there as well. One of the things that I do want to touch on outside of the League of Cities, you've heard it from various members of our council already, for all of those who are in attendance, the impact of what it is that they've been able to feel over the years, to be able to see and go from room to room to networking event to networking event to mixer to just be walking down the street, going back to the hotels and hearing, the members of my council be able to say that they heard everyone saying, Adelanto's in the house. Adelanto, Adelanto, Adelanto. It just goes to speak on how much this council has really been building and working relationships throughout the region. Shout out again to Mayor Pro Tem. He's been crushing it with SCAG and with SBCTA. It's great to be able to see that all of us are able to put in the work to really be able to advance our community forward. Mayor Pro Tem, he talked about that Edison meeting and where their focus are going to be and rightfully so, right? That was a catastrophe and very tragic event that happened with all of the fires. But ladies and gentlemen, this is also a big reason on why Adelanto needs to be able to explore alternative solutions, to be able to find other ways to bring the necessary needs to our community, right? Because we should not get put on the back burner, or we should not have to wait because unexpected things happen, right? If they're able to make unexpected moves and unexpected adjustments for other catastrophes in other areas, they should be able to have the same energy and have the same throughput when a city that's been neglected for 30 years prior to this administration starts booming with economic development, starts bringing the jobs, starts bringing in the homes. We've been told time and time again that the reason why it can't happen is because it's not forecasted in their books. They don't have the plans or the resource to be able to do this, that, and the third. And I'm not trying to speak ill or speak negative, but when I don't think this fire was something in their books either. But for all hands on deck to be able to go to adjust and to fix those type of situations, our constituents, our region, our city deserves the same type of treatment, especially if we're putting in the work and doing the things that are required. So city manager and council, thank you so much for looking for alternative solutions and alternative ways to be able to provide energy to our city and to our region. And we're going to continue to do so. And we're excited for all of that and the great progress that we're going to have here to come. League of Cities, again, was great. Super excited about that. And I'm going to go ahead and just make an announcement to kind of touch on what Mayor Pro Tem was talking about. And it was our pro-housing aspect. I'm not sure how many of you saw on our Facebook that we've been talking about that the city of Adelanto is pro-housing, but we're one of 3 cities in San Bernardino County as a whole who has their 6th cycle element approved, right, with the state of California. And this pro-housing element is huge because what it does, and I'm going to just talk on a couple of things so that we can understand the importance of it, but the benefits of it is that it gives us priority processing for state housing and infrastructure funded applications. Keyword there, community and residents, is infrastructure funded applications. One of the biggest things that we've been talking about that needs help in our community, and we've been focusing a lot of our resources, is our infrastructure. Another axis is to competitive state programs with additional funding opportunities, enhanced initiatives for affordable housing development. Now, that's great and dandy because the state of California has said that there is a need for housing, and they've asked the city of Adelanto to contribute with our RENA numbers for over 5,000 homes, right? So with us being able to have this expedited service to get these type of attractions and then resources and things, we have the staff, we have the council, right? So when you do see a various amount of different projects coming our way, please understand it because it is in support and of the vision of what's being asked of our RENA numbers. Now, why is that housing so important? Because when I sat down with the city manager back in 2018, when I was first elected, I asked him, Jesse, how are we going to grow our city? I said, help me understand the cycle on what it is that is required to have us become a Victorville, to have us become a Downey, to help us become a Rancho Cucamonga, right? Things of that sort. He's like, well, Mayor, first things first, you got to bring the jobs. The jobs brings the houses. The houses brings the retail and commercial, and the final component is entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, please be proud. And I heard it in the background. Yes, that is our McDonald's, right? Those are huge, huge, huge wins. It may be small. It may not be what it is that we're wanting at the moment, but that's our McDonald's, right? That's point of sales that's coming into our community. That's restaurants that are coming into our community because of the housing that we have going on right now. City manager, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe we have about 800 homes currently and some phase of plan check that's set to break ground over the next 2 years, right? So all of these things are just going to expedite the retail. It's going to expedite the commercial. It's going to expedite all the shopping that we're gonna want to do and that we've been wanting to do in our community. So celebrate the small wins, celebrate the big victories, because the way that this council is working and the unity that this council has for the betterment of the quality of life for everyone here in the great city of Adelanto, it's going to come, and it's going to come very, very fast. So that's just briefly. I've had a bunch of other meetings, but I don't want to bore you guys with those meetings because there's no reportable action. So with no reportable action, I think I want to be respectful of all of our times, and going to just go ahead and move on to our agenda and go to our presentations. Our first presentation is for a certificate of recognition for Emiliano Diaz. Councilmember Mesa, you want to take this one over?
Yes, sir. Before I start off, guys, give me a minute because we do have another local celebrity in the house right now. Her name is Maya Hernandez. Maya, can you stand up? I caught you. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, this is Oak Hills Boxing Club in Oak Hills. It's right off 395. And they are producing a lot of champions out of there. And Maya, we kind of presented to her about 2 years ago up here, I believe it was. And she just made her professional debut. And of course she won, right? Of course she won. And she handled that person pretty well. And scary girl that she fought. You know, we got a beautiful young lady right here. The face down was incredible. And I don't want to give all her personal information. I know a little, but she took some time off. She's having a family, and this is her comeback, and she went pro. And yeah, I know a lot about you. You're like, how do you even know all that, right? Because I want to know what our youth is doing. I want to see our champions go through, and this boxing club is producing champions. And so I just want to say congratulations, Maya, and all the best for you in your future in your career. She didn't know that was happening, but when I saw her come in, I'm like, oh, I gotta get her. But what this boxing club is doing, guys, is just it's an alternative to keeping our kids off the streets. And believe me, coach is very hard on the kids, as he should be, and as we need him to be. And it's not for the kids who have sensitivity issues when you go to his gym. He's gonna push you. He's gonna make sure if you can't handle what he's saying, you don't belong in a gym, right? You don't belong in that ring because you're gonna get punched, you're gonna get yelled at by the crowd, you're gonna get all that. And if you can't handle it on a little practice, you don't belong in that environment, in that world. And that coach really makes sure this isn't soccer. This is hand-to-hand combat, right? This is a whole different thing. And what I usually don't promote other cities. He's from Oak Hills, but Emiliano Diaz is from Adelanto, right? Give it up for Emiliano Diaz. And if we're gonna go meet down there, and I'll read this down here, but he's a young champion. He's in our city of Adelanto. He's representing us every time he goes out to these tournaments, Golden Gloves, all these big tournaments that boxing goes through. And you're gonna see how big he is. He's huge, right? But it's his heart, right? He goes in there with just a lion's mentality when he goes into these rings and faces his competition. So if you guys can bring up Emiliano and everybody can give him a round of applause, we'll meet him down there. It's one thing to talk about him, but I said bring some hardware, Emiliano. Yeah. So turn around. We're gonna wait for Mayor Pro Tem to do his celebrity walk. Oh, mine is. Who's taking? Where's the photo coming from? Yeah, put that head up. All right. So look at this pride, this confidence in this young man. You know, look at those shoulders. Look at this boy, right? This young man is Adelanto's future right here, and present, right? Still right here, bud. Yeah. So on behalf of the city of Adelanto, Mayor Reyes, and the rest of council, we would like to give this certificate of recognition to Emiliano Diaz in recognition of your outstanding accomplishments and dedication to the sport of boxing. At just 10 years old, you have shown remarkable discipline, perseverance, and heart, qualities of a true amplified to the spirit of Adelanto's youth. Training out of Oak Hills Boxing Club, we have completed several sanctioned USA boxing events, tournaments, earning victories in 6 out of 8 bouts. Your achievements include titles from the Junior Golden Gloves, National Blue and Gold Tournament, 2 SoCal State Championship bouts, and the Silver and Black Raiders 49ers sponsored tournament in Las Vegas, right? You have also been nominated and ranked number 3 in the Youth of the Year and currently hold the number 3 national ranking by the USA Boxing in Pee Wee division. Your dedication and passion for your sport, spending long hours training when most kids are at play, are an inspiration to your community and as a testament to what can be achieved through hard work and determination. The city of Adelanto proudly recognizes and congratulates you, Emiliano Diaz, for your exceptional achievements, commitment to excellence. You are truly a role model and a future champion in the making. Thank you from the city of Adelanto, bud.
Now, while you guys are taking this photo up, Mesa, you better be careful, man, because you know if you ever mouth off, I'm gonna just call Emiliano's parents to go ahead and give you a little 1-2 combo.
Can we get the parents to come? Yeah, the parents come up here and then coach as well, coach. I got a little brother in here too. Another one right there. Coaching. Good. Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate you, bud. Gracias.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
How cool is that?
All righty. Thank you so much, Councilmember Mesa, and congratulations, Mijo. Keep on being a great example. Keep on representing, and continue to have tremendous success, and continue to be a great role model to your little brother. I'm going to go ahead and move on with our presentation, and we have a presentation by Ms. Rhonda Dennis.
Good morning. Good morning, Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor Reyes. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come and speak with you this morning. I want to start this proposal. I am proposing a partnership with the City of Adelanto and the Glasper Building, the former Boys and Girls Club, that's right across the street here, to house our Dennis Preparatory Academy and Preschool. Next slide, please. So you guys have seen me. I've been around. I've been here, a couple times, show up at the meetings as much as possible, because I'm a transplant from the city of Victorville, but I've been here in Adelanto since 2018, and I am a diehard Adelanto person, so you know who I am. I'm Rhonda Dennis. I'm dedicated to the city of Adelanto, and I'm very, very proud of what this city has done and has shown in the last several years, especially since I've been here. I'm dedicated. My work has been with children, and I'm dedicated and rooted in deep love for our community. So the R. Dennis Preparatory Academy and Preschool is a culmination of that work. It's my life's work. This proposal is not a simple real estate transaction. It's a request to partner with you on a project that will ignite a movement of economic and educational empowerment in Adelanto. So I'm asking for your trust in a plan that it's unconventional, but deeply strategic, and one that is designed to ensure a successful, lasting legacy for this city. Next slide, please. So who are you dealing with? You're dealing with myself. I am a 28-year career educator. I've been in education pretty much most of my adult life, and have known that this is the path that God has put me on since I was a little girl. So I'm a proven executive leadership and facility management. I have experience and the experience that is required to deliver our Dennis Preparatory Academy and Preschool, and this project with success. Next slide, please. So a little bit about me. Why do I feel like this is something that I can do before I get into what the proposal is going to require? So my expertise is in 4 different areas. So I've startup and ownership. I'm founder and former owner of Love and Learning Childcare, which I ran in the LA area. I'm the current founder and CEO of Dennis Educational Consultant Services, LLC. We write grants and government contracts, so we're writing service and consulting. And also DEX nonprofit organization, which has plans to offer transitional housing and low-income housing in Adelanto in the near future. So that leadership ability shows that I've successfully launched, operated, and managed a licensed facility, LLC, and nonprofit businesses from the ground up, demonstrating startup acumen and financial self-sufficiency. My executive management expertise. I've been a principal at multiple school districts, including Keppel USD, Woodward Leadership Academy, and Excelsior Charter Schools. And I've also been the interim director at Victor Valley College's Child Development Center. So that leadership ability shows that I have the proven ability to lead complex organizations, manage multiple million-dollar budgets, and oversee diverse staff and ensure continuous state and federal compliance. Another area of expertise is instructional expertise. I'm currently a university supervisor at Cal State University, San Bernardino. I'm an experienced teacher in the Adelanto School District, Pathways to College Charter School, and Victor Elementary School District. That guarantees curriculum fidelity and instructional excellence, provides the academic authority necessary to secure state and federal program funding. And then lastly, my project commitment. I have a deep commitment to Adelanto. Having begun my career as a teacher at the former George Elementary School District in 2007, and being an Adelanto resident since 2019. So my history in the city, although it's been short, it ensures long-term sustainability and mission fidelity of our Dennis Preparatory Academy as a community partner. Next slide, please. All right, so now to the meat and potatoes. So this proposal is a 2-year lease with option to buy. And this structure is born out of financial necessity and strategic discipline. So as a new nonprofit, which is what our Dennis Preparatory Academy and Preschool will be, we have to establish a strong credit profile and a proven track record of operational and financial viability. So this 2-year period will allow us to demonstrate the school's success to lenders, securing the necessary long-term financing to finalize the purchase. And this approach mitigates risk for the city of Adelanto while guaranteeing our commitment. Next slide, please. So the proposal, it's a 2-year lease with option to buy, and these are the key terms of the partnership. So first, the lease agreement. So a 2-year lease at a mutual agreeable market rate, with the first year to be dedicated to renovation and a portion of the second year for operation and further fundraising. The renovation, RDPAP will be responsible for and will fully fund all necessary renovations to bring the building up to code for its intended use as a preschool and community center. This represents a significant non-reimbursable investment on our part, demonstrating our unwavering commitment to the property and its future. And then an option to buy. The lease agreement will include a firm purchase price for the building and land, which RDPA will have the option to exercise at any point during the 2-year term. Next slide, please. Okay, so long-term vision, part 1. Our plan is to transform the Glasper building and its acres into a vibrant educational and empowerment campus through 3 distinct but interconnected phases. Phase 1, the preschool and community center, which will come to fruition by early next year. The Glasper building will be meticulously renovated to house our state-of-the-art universal preschool serving ages 3 to 5. The preschool will employ from the beginning at least 10 jobs and bring 10 jobs to Adelanto and serve up to 100 kiddos with 1 full-day class and 4 half-day classes. Our Dennis Preschool will be partnering with community organizations like Molding Hearts for our food program. And the Community Empowerment Center. This is one that I'm really excited about. So this center will immediately offer financial literacy courses, job training, and other essential resources to parents and community members during evening classes. So we will not only use that space for preschool, but in the evening, we will offer classes for our residents in our community to extend their capabilities. The completion of this phase will serve as a powerful testament to our ability to deliver on our promises and will be a source of immediate community pride. Next slide, please. So why are we starting with the preschool first? Because the preschool, currently in Adelanto, we have over 3,000 children that are under the age of 5, yet we only have 2 preschool centers, and they each have a capacity of 40. Wow. So they have a huge wait list. And so we see that this is an area that is needed. Our preschool will house approximately 100 preschool students, and I've already met with both of those Head Start programs that have agreed to give me their waiting list. So we already have kids that are, potentially going into the program as soon as we open up, because there is a need and a demand. Next slide, please. Phase 2 is the Ardennes Preparatory Academy. So upon successful renovation and the establishment of a proven track record, we will use the surrounding acres to construct the new campus for Ardennes Preparatory Academy, with a planned opening for the fall of 2027. We are currently working with Adelanto Elementary School District to get our charter approved. So our first year will be 2026, but we're using that year as a planning year. That will give us time to build our school, to get everything situated and make sure everything is in place. Ardennes Preparatory Academy will be a free public charter school that will house kids from transitional kinder through 8th grade. This new campus will be purpose-built to support our innovative curriculum, ensuring that students have access to modern, engaging learning environments. Our mission is to provide an innovative, hands-on, and rigorous academic program uniquely focused on business, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and AI development. For students in TK through 8th grade, the charter school will employ over 30 staff members, from teachers, office staff, custodians, and support staff. So we'll also be bringing jobs into the community. Next slide, please. Phase 3, the Job Training and Vocational Center. So as we build the school, we will be able to also increase the space that we have for the Community Empowerment Center. So it's going to include a dedicated job training and vocational center. We're establishing a pipeline for partnerships with various organizations, which will provide financial coaching, home ownership programs, and small business training to Adelanto residents. I am currently trying to set up a program with the program Operation Hope to bring them up here to have that program here in Adelanto for our residents. Next slide, please. So our long-term community transformation. So we are projecting to have an innovative and engaged classroom learning experience from preschool through TK through 8th grade. The charter school will focus on financial literacy and business and AI instruction. We will have community workshops, bringing our residents into our space and providing family involvement and the advancement of the city of Adelanto. Next slide. So again, this is a shared investment and a shared legacy. So again, I know this is not the typical offer that you may receive, but Adelanto is not a typical city, and its children and families deserve a vision that is bold and innovation as they are. I am asking you to say yes to a plan that puts education and empowerment at the center of our city's future. I'm asking for the chance to build a legacy of hope, pride, and prosperity right here at the heart of our community. By entering into this lease agreement, the city of Adelanto is not selling a building. You are acquiring a committed partner who is ready to invest significant capital and human resources into a long dormant asset. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Amazing presentation. Councilwoman Evans, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. I have more of a statement. One, yes, this is an amazing presentation. Phenomenal. I wrote it over here. Sorry, I got notes everywhere today because my iPad was cutting up this morning, so I wanted to make sure I was good. One needed, yes. On point, yes. Love the idea, all those things. But what I would ask you to do is to go back and review the October 26, 2022 council meeting. There was an agenda item there for the last person that tried to take over the city, to take over what used to be the Glasper Center. And those comments that I made to him are the same comments and precautions and all things positive. Like I don't want to make it negative, but all of the what's a good word? Predictions.
Concerns?
And you said insurance?
Concerns?
Concerns, thank you. Concerns is a good word that I had for that person are probably amplified now because the building is worse than it was then. Yes. So I would just ask you to look at that. If you have questions on what I said, October 26, 2022. If you need me to clarify, because I was talking in code a little bit because I didn't want to be disrespectful to the process, right, back then. But if you like to ask questions on what I said in those meetings, you have questions about what I'm saying, if I wasn't clear in what I was saying, please reach out to me. I will have that conversation with you privately. Just think about that because this is great. I know there's some talks, some other things going on with that building. Maybe there's some partnership that can happen there, but I don't want to put you in a predicament where you're not getting what you think you're getting out of the deal. That makes sense.
Now, I have had my contractor go in a few months back to look, so I know what's happening there. And it may be even worse because the building was vandalized recently. So I'm aware of what needs to be done there, but also willing to take on that responsibility because this is a passion of mine, and this is something that I know is needed. And whatever I have to do to make sure that it comes to fruition for this city and for these kids, is what I'm willing to do.
I love it. He said them same things respectfully, and it was still a mess, right? So, and I'm not putting on him. I'm not putting on us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want you to be aware of what it is fully.
Yeah.
And then y'all make your decision.
Okay. We will talk.
Please.
Councilwoman Uppergrove?
Well, obviously, Rhonda, you know how much I support your vision as a member of your team on this project. I think that the project itself is what you said. It's a needed project for our community because of the numbers, right? Just because of the growing population that we have. Moreover, I've got to see exactly how the students have responded to your curriculum over at Excelsior. Our youth group was made up of many, many students from Excelsior, from your school, and the impact that you've had on them personally, and the impact that your programs and your leadership has had on those students while you were there, second to none. And so I still have members of our youth who have talked about how you're not there, and how they miss you, and how what an impact you've had on them. And so for me, obviously, it's one of those things, whether you are in this particular building or any other building here in our city, I believe it'll be successful simply because of who you are and what I know you have the capacity to do and the support that I know that you have behind you. And so I love this program, and I am very encouraged by the program, and I'm looking forward to see the program anywhere in our city.
Councilmember Mesa?
Rhonda, great presentation. My only concern with this is I think you're talking to the wrong group, right? I don't know why Adelanto School District isn't on this, right? If competitor or not, this if she's well, listen to what I'm saying. If she's saying the numbers are so low, I mean, sorry, so high of kids not being able to have a class, where are our parents not going to the school board and saying, where are our schools? Right? So this is more of their issue. Of course, we're going to share in the issue of resolving things. But guys, we got to go to those school board meetings and demand more funding from our schools, from the school boards, and put them these high and mighty people who don't like to take comments and make them forced to answer questions. Yeah, well, I don't care who I piss off, but you gotta go to the school board. She just gave you some hard numbers. She's trying to save the day. She's trying to put a cape on and save the day, and our school boards are letting us down. All right, and our high school is not part of that school district. Our high school's on a whole different level, a whole different game. But Adelanto School District needs a little smack in the pants, and talking to by all of us parents, including myself, including anyone who has any kids in these schools. We got to get out there and tell them where are our classes? Why are our class sizes 30 to 40 kids per class? Why is there a waiting list? That's unacceptable. There's no fire that's hurting us over here. We need to be on our school board. So I understand what Ms. Rhonda is trying to do, and I applaud it. But this is a bigger fight that we're trying to put a Band-Aid on when our school district is letting us down. So please get in front of our school boards, grab your school board members, and have these hard conversations with them. Just like how you guys doing? You know, we need to have these conversations and say, what can we do to help with them? I was waving to the camera, not to anybody in here. Okay, I was like, I'm waving to the camera because I know a couple of people that are on the phone or watching in are on those school boards. But what kind of answers do you guys have for our community? What kind of plans do you have for our community? Because this is a crisis for our kids. We're trying to hit it on all different levels, different age lengths. Ms. Rhonda just gave us numbers on how our little kids are being neglected and the class sizes are too high. So we all got to work as a team. And I'll be the first one to put it out there that we need to have these strong conversations that are uncomfortable so we can all go as a team, us with the school boards, and go to see who we need to talk to. Because if the school board's willing to march to go talk to somebody, I'm right with them. But if they're going to sit on their hands and not act like anything's happening, then I got a problem with them. So that's my 2 cents on it. So thank you, Ms. Rhonda.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The amazing Ms. Rhonda Dennis. Thank you for the presentation. We appreciate it. I'm going to fall in line, and I agree with the rest of my colleagues, right? I'm going to just add something, though. I agree strongly with Councilman Meza. However, I do feel you're talking to the right group of people, right? But you should, in addition to, talk to that group of people who specialize in what you are trying to do. However, and I love you, school district. This is no shot. This is no beef. This is no war, right? Differences need to be put aside for the betterment of our children. But there have been plenty of times when personally, me and this city have gone to the school district to ask for support with programs, right? And they've shut the door in our face or have politely said no. We can't sit and wait for them to say yes. We'll figure it out because we deliver results, right? The scholarship, the cannabis scholarship being one, right? They denied or didn't want to have part of us funding future education for our kids. It's coming from legal tax dollars, right? And if they can accept a Jack Daniels and a KFC scholarship, right, that are killing people daily, right? Alcohol and fast food, and they should be able to take dollars from a legal community, right? That's actually saving lives, healing people. That's a different discussion, how you feel about it, right? So I feel you need to talk to both. And he's right. We do need to be more vocal, right? Just like I said earlier in my comments and updates, when we show up for mental health services and programs, they're not going to give them to us if we're not showing up. We got to show up, and one meeting ain't going to do it. Every single meeting, everybody that's here in attendance today that agrees with what Ms. Rhonda Dennis wants to do should be at those meetings, right? Supporting her. I would caution and I would ask to, if you haven't already, sit down with these two amazing gentlemen to my right, our city manager, Mr. Jesse Flores, and Mr. Gil Kanon, because they're in the business of setting businesses up to succeed in the city of Adelanto, right? And they're right and you're right. We need it. We need it. So I coincidentally was thinking about starting an in-home daycare, and that's when I found out that we only have 3 preschools. Like, what are you talking about right now? There's so many, like, we have so many babies. And you're right, whatever we need to do for it to come to fruition, I'm just not sure that that building is the right building. Now, if you haven't met with these gentlemen and you meet with these gentlemen and they're able to figure it out and it ends up being, and you can come up with all the resources, run it. Absolutely. You know, or maybe they will come up with a more creative idea in a different building, in a different area of the city that we really wouldn't expect, you know, for it to be, or we don't know about, or we're not aware about. Either way, it needs to happen. I just want to make sure that when it comes to our kids, that whatever we do, whether it's a scholarship, whether it's a preschool, whether it's a daycare, whatever it is, that it's set up for success. Right? Because we don't want, and thank God that you're teamed up with Molding Hearts already, because they're the blueprint. They're the blueprint on how to come into a building that's kind of right? And then boom, like 2-3 months, 2-3 months later, it's like, oh my God. And everybody, not only seniors, everybody's trying to go eat, right? And it's a sustainable program. And you see every couple months, like they're adding a van or new programs or new food or whatever, like they are the blueprint, right? So I'm confident that whatever it is you're trying to do when you're teamed up with champions like that, it's going to happen, right? We just got to make sure that that's the place, right? And is it better off for the program to find a better location where you don't have to invest so much money, so much time, and just getting it up to and then getting it up to wow, when that can be spent on the babies, right? Or the actual program itself. So either way, I'm in support of it. I would say just please, if you haven't already, meet with CM, meet with Dr. Gill, and just, you know, throw some stuff on the wall, see what sticks, see what makes sense. But you're absolutely right. It's something that our city desperately needs. That's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you.
Great comments from all of our council. Ms. Dennis, you know, I think all of us are supporters of you, right? I don't think that please don't take these comments or these concerns as not being supportive, because we are, right? And I think because of that support being there, we're probably being a little bit more cautious because we know how much this program needs to succeed. We know how much our community and our kids need this program. But I do have a question for you, and kind of along the lines of what Councilmember Mesa asked. What does Adelanto Elementary School District have planned to solve this issue, right? Because 3,000 kids and no foreseeable action plan is a huge concern of mine, right? So what conversations or details have you gone in with them?
Ms. Rhonda, before you answer that, Mayor, very valid question, sir. But do we want her to answer that and possibly put her in a position to not get the help that she needs from them if she could get it? Respectfully.
Yeah, you're right. So with that being said,
Don't answer that question.
With that being said, and then I'll make this.
Say that through because I do attend the Adelanto School Board meetings as well, and at one of the recent meetings, it was brought up that they do need to start putting in their schools the TK programs. So they currently don't have them yet, but they are talking about adding those programs to their schools.
Good answer.
Great answer. So what I'll leave it at this, Ms. Rhonda. I have your number. I should be back come Saturday and be available possibly Sunday or Monday for a personal sit down so that we can talk more openly and freely about this. Love the presentation. Great details. Great vision. And let's see what we can do to possibly assist in bringing this to fruition.
I appreciate it. Thank you all.
All right, let me go ahead and go back onto our agenda. Going to go ahead and go to public comments. Members of the audience wishing to address the council, please grab a yellow speaker card and fill it out and bring it down to Virginia. For anyone online, please press *9 when your name is given, and that'll raise your hand. Let me go ahead and go now to the screenshot of our public comments. And if I can please have, let me see. Is that Paulette?
Are you guys speaking on
Yes.
public comment or something on the agenda? I know that's, if you're speaking on the agenda later on, it's later on, or if you got a public comment. Yeah, they're gonna wait on that one,
So
Mayor.
this one, Mayor Paulette, is for agenda item number 1.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was presentation. So, all right, so that's one. Alex Dennis.
That's the heater.
Okay. Good morning, Council. My name is Alexander Dennis. I'm the Director of Operations and Strategic Development for Dennis Educational Consultant Services. I'm speaking in regards for my mother and our Dennis Preparatory Academy. My mother's a lifelong educator, as we all just saw. She has worked in every aspect of the school, from driving kids to school on the bus to putting out administrative fires within the office and everything in between. Anyone who has ever met my mom will agree that she is a dedicated and phenomenal person. Her love for teaching and developing children is evident in everything she has done for the many schools and districts she has worked for. She has an ability to bring the best out of those around her, and her generosity knows no bounds. This building is more than just a building. It's the beginning of something special, a new age for the city of Adelanto, a school designed not to just babysit kids, but to grow them into innovators, creators, entrepreneurs, financial savants. This building will become much more than an abandoned piece of property. It will become a second home to children all throughout the city of Adelanto. With your support, we can build a legacy of greatness. I respectfully ask you to approve this proposal, not just for the benefit of today's children, but for the generations to come. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. Next public comment would be Isaiah.
Good morning, Council. Miss Rhonda, as I've known her, she's a great leader. And something I've learned about great leaders, the purpose isn't to be in control, it's to serve. And Miss Rhonda has a passion to serve. She is dedicated to them chillins. She is unrelenting in her work. I have seen this woman studying just for to get this building, to get this school, to manage staff for several hours a day. She wakes up in the morning, she'd be like, she's still there in that room studying day and night. She is dedicated to these children. She is passionate. She has faith that this is where she is going, and her work proves that this is her path. She is very dedicated. She's dedicated not only to just, I kind of want to just talk about how the type of person she is, because that kind of will help you see how dedicated she is. She's bringing up one of her grandchildren right now. She could be bringing up more. This is the only one I know about. She's bringing up one of her grandchildren right now and teaching them about financial literacy. She's taught me about SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and a time-bound goal. She's really helped me and given me a lot of advice just to like just certain life choices I plan to make just to make sure that I prosper and where I'm going, that I'm truly enjoying what I do. You know, Miss Rhonda she's a great woman. She's looking to bless whoever she can. She's looking to reach out to whoever she can, you know, and I've been really blessed to know her. We're currently staying with her because she blessed us. She's really looking to bless other people. She took a calculated loss to make me birthday breakfast. But she's just an amazing woman. She's dedicated to whatever she's doing. And to quote her, she believes whatever she does, and you heard her say it, with excellence. And she believes, I don't even think she knows I heard this, but she also believes that whatever she does, whatever anyone does, whatever work you do, not only should you do it, but you should do it better than what the intended finished product is. That is Rhonda Dennis for you. All right.
Thank you. Can I get Miss Rachel?
Hello, esteemed council members. So that was my son that just spoke, and he was a student of Miss Rhonda's he was a student of Miss Rhonda's several years ago. He actually just turned 18 last Saturday, and I'm very proud of the direction that he's going. And I have to say that Miss Rhonda has been I'm sorry, I keep looking back at her, but that's because I really respect her. But she's been a very, very instrumental in guiding him and in guiding me as a single parent in getting him there. And so I've known Ms. Rhonda for about 16 years, and we met in a dance ministry at a church in Victorville. And immediately what hit me about her was just the warmth, and that warmth exuded so much that I immediately started respecting her, and I have been stuck by her side ever since. Like, I definitely support her in her endeavors. And I mean, she's mentioned to you her vast level of educational experiences. I just know that I've worked with her at Pathways to College, which was a TK through 8 charter school, and I was one of the aides. She, of course, was the teacher. And at first we were in 5th grade, and then we went on to middle school. And middle school is where I got to be literally by her side the entire time. And she made such an impact on not only those students, but she integrated herself throughout the campus that all the kids knew her, to the point that when she left, they're walking around, they'll see me and they're like, "Hi, Miss Rhonda. Hi, Miss Dennis." I'm like, "No, I'm Miss Minor." And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, hi." And so they loved her. They were disappointed that she left. They wanted her to be her teacher. They wanted the experience of Miss Dennis because her reputation preceded her. And so even former students that we may run into and that remember me remembers her. They see me and ask about her because that's how much of an impact that she is. She's loved. And so I support her endeavors. I support our Dennis Preparatory Academy. I support the preschool and whatever can be done to help gain a building for her to open up her school, whatever will help this community. It will help this community grow. And I've heard the mayor speak about wanting the community to grow, wanting other communities, other cities to look at Adelanto different from the reputation that was known previously. And definitely this school will. And as we get older, whenever we have conversations with people, we don't talk about the McDonald's. Thank you that the McDonald's is coming. That's wonderful. We don't talk about the McDonald's. We don't talk about the Walmart, but we do talk about the school that we went to.
I was at 3 minutes. Thank you for those amazing comments. Mayor Pro Tem, why you got the ones there in front of you?
Yeah,
The
Mayor.
rest are
there's
just for item one, right?
Yeah, there's two here that for some reason aren't sending out to you right now. They're just stuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask them to come up first for general public comment. Ms. Magda Torales, please.
Yep. Thank you.
Now, is this an agenda on the building or just the regular? Okay, Magda Torellis, or as they call me at the stadium, that lady in a wheelchair, which doesn't make me happy. Rhonda, this is outstanding. It's so needed, and I will be contributing to that. But if the three little pigs were in there and the big bad wolf came to blow that place down, it would come down. I have been in that building. It is deplorable. We have 6 acres of land. And, you know, there are people in this world like Sandra Bullock, Will Smith's son, millionaires that live like you and I. They don't even own mansions, that take their millions to help people like you and organizations like the one you want to put together. I think you should meet with them, talk to them. Home Depot, Lowe's, whoever it takes, but not in that building. I mean, the electrical, do you think if we had a what do you call that, an earthquake or 90-mile winds, that place would hold? We don't want to hurt anybody, children especially. So I think we're just better off trying to build something better somewhere right on that property. Like I said, 6 acres, we can do a lot. Now, first of all, November 20th, the American Legion is going to have their community turkey dinner, and everyone is invited, mainly veterans and their family. It is free. So any of you that will not be able to afford a turkey dinner or have anywhere to go, please come and join us. Folks, I don't know what, I believe it's from 2 to 7 on the 20th, excuse me. I don't know what Brown Act book you guys are reading, but the one I read that was started way back in 1953 and it still stands today says that anyone that comes up here has freedom of speech. You shouldn't be shutting off a mic or taking a mic from anybody if they have something to say. And along that, I want to continue by saying that I'm really surprised about the stadium. We've been trying to get rid of that stadium for years. Someone finally came and is able to take care of it and get it cleaned and make him look good and maybe even bring a ball club back here. And at the last minute, I don't know who did it or why, they turned around and took the thing away. Another thing, the Samoan Club, they've been doing that annual thing, the Samoan Flag Day, for years and years, and the experts there. I don't know why someone is trying to destroy the contract, but a contract's a contract. We don't want to get sued. Let's let them continue. They're the originals. They've been doing it forever. Thank you.
Ipati Motovao.
Good afternoon to the council and Mr. Mayor. My name is Ipati Matavao. I just want to follow up on our event for next year, June 21st to the 27th, 2026. I understand that was already being reserved for everything for next year. Just want to follow up on that, if it's still current, if it's still on. That's all, Mr. Mayor and the council. The Samoan Flag Day for 2026.
Ipati, this is just public comment, so this is not dialogue. This is not where we would answer any questions. So we couldn't answer that. You have my number. You can give me a call. If you have any questions, we can speak.
Thank you.
If there are no other further public comments, Adam, can we check online, please?
There is one online, Your Honor, Natalie Brown.
Hello, my name is Natalie Brown. I'm with the Planning and Conservation League. Thank you so much to the council for giving me the opportunity to provide an update on the Cadiz groundwater mining project. It's encountered significant new roadblocks this year and opposition that I want to tell you about. For example, over the last few months, California agencies and legislators, tribal nations, and U.S. Senators Alex Padilla and Adam Schiff have all taken actions to protect the desert from Cadiz. In June, State Senator Monique Limon and Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, who are chairs of the California State Assembly, State Senate, and Assembly Natural Resource Committees, wrote a letter to the State Lands Commission. That letter urged deep concerns with the Cadiz project, encouraged the commission to ensure Cadiz undergoes the legally required Water Code 1815 review, which blocks Cadiz from exporting any water unless Cadiz can first prove that its water mining efforts will not harm the natural or cultural resources of the desert lands. Cadiz's own lobbyist stated it couldn't prove this. The company has yet to start this 2-year process. Senator Limon, who wrote the letter, is actually the incoming leader of the California State Senate as well. In response to that letter from legislators, the State Lands Commission wrote to Cadiz's CEO stating that any attempt by Cadiz to use the pipeline for conveyance without its authorization could result in significant litigation for water conveyance. This follows the commission's unanimous 3-0 vote in December to reject Cadiz's lease application. That commission is made up of the governor's representative, the lieutenant governor, and state controller, which really highlights, in my opinion, the strong state opposition to Cadiz. Things didn't get any better for Cadiz. In July, U.S. Senators Adam Schiff and Alex Padilla wrote a letter to the Interior Secretary Doug Burgum describing the problems with Cadiz. The senators stated, and I'm quoting here, Department of the Interior experts, including at the U.S. Geological Survey and the National Park Service, as well as peer-reviewed scientific analyses, have warned of the significant and irreversible impacts that Cadiz's project could have on federal lands and surrounding communities, end of quote. The Senators reminded federal administration of the need to conduct that legally required review that I mentioned of Cadiz's groundwater pumping. Cadiz has long sought to evade this, has lost in court every single time. The conclusion is clear. Cadiz's empty promises and failed schemes are now 3 decades old. Meanwhile, sustainable water solutions continue to create well-paying jobs locally while protecting the environment. Water security won't come from corporate pipe dreams like Cadiz. At its core, Cadiz isn't offering water, it's selling a mirage. Thank you so much for being able to contribute that today.
Thank you. Anyone else? There is no one else, Your Honor.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and move on and close public comment here at 12:49 and move on to the consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar considered routine in nature and non-controversial. They require no further discussion by the council, may be acted upon in one motion. With items, City Manager, was anything pulled from the consent?
Yes. No, Your Honor, not the consent.
I think they pulled
There
number
was,
6.
Your
I
Honor.
thought it was
Item
5
number
and 6, right?
Item number 6, yes, sir.
Item number 6, okay.
That is
So,
correct.
so with the removal of that, do we have anything else that we'd like to pull for discussion?
Yeah, if I can pull the warrant report, please, for discussion. And then when it comes to the vote, I have some different votes there. 12 for discussion, please.
All right, so pull the warrant for discussion. Okay. If nothing else, I move.
Second.
All in favor? Let's do a roll call.
Just
Since
for the
I'm
rec-
away.
Yeah, let's do a roll call, please.
Yep.
Well, because she stepped out. But wait.
We still have quorum, so it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're gonna do the roll call, right, Virginia?
Yes, Your Honor. Counselor Evans?
So I am a yes on everything except 8, where I'm a no, and 10, where I'm going to abstain. So I wasn't here for all of those discussions.
Thank you. Counselor Mesa? Counselor Uptergrove stepped off the dais. Mayor Pro Tem Ramos?
Yes.
Mayor Reyes?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, let's pull the warrant for Councilwoman Evans.
I'd like to touch on, sorry, give me 1 second with my great technology. Warrant number 151494, please. I don't know if y'all want to have finance come up or if you want me to just give my remarks for that and then we can.
What was that number again, Councilwoman?
Yes, sir. It is 151494.
Got it. Thank you.
So I'm just gonna make a statement and then we can move there. I'd like to address the issue with the invoice that was recently provided to the city regarding the services for the city's fireworks stand for the 2025 year. The invoice includes charges totaling $1,859, broken down as follows: $1,000 for security, $750 for 2 generators, and $109 in taxes. While security services are absolutely necessary to protect the stand overnight, this cost, along with the generator expense, should have been included in the original revenue totals. Those totals were then split evenly between the city's benefit corp and Adelanto Heat Youth Football and Cheer as part of the original agreement. That means these operational costs were supposed to be shared, not placed solely on the benefit corp after the fact. Additionally, I want to make it clear that the 109 tax charge should not have been applied. Under California Department of Tax and Fee Administration regulations, on-site security guards and patrol services are not taxable because they are considered labor-only services. There's no sale of tangible property. In other words, charging sales tax on that security service is incorrect and should be removed from the total. Once the tax is removed, the remaining balance should be divided equally in accordance with the original revenue sharing agreement, meaning Adelanto Heat Youth Football and Cheer should reimburse the benefit corp for half of the adjusted cost minus the tax. I'm raising this not only to correct the invoice, but to also make sure we're consistent and transparent in how we handle shared costs and revenue going forward. It's important that both parties, the city and our partners, are held to the same clear and fair standards. Thank you. That's what I
vote on the warrant, or was that just your statement, or do you want an answer?
I would like an answer on what I think our accounting has something to say.
I don't know how to answer that. What was your question exactly?
So I don't know that it's a question for accounting to be fair, right? I think that the issue comes back to council. I don't right now. It's a warrant, so they've already paid this out to the organization.
Right.
However, I believe that we overpaid. If the invoice came in after we already paid the 50-50 split, right? Then the invoice came after that. We should have only paid half of the services, not the complete services. But even that, the invoice is off because you can't tax a service. So
yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just like, we made the mistake. Not like, so I don't, that needs to be looked at for sure for next year, but I don't want to penalize somebody who, hey, we didn't charge you enough, or we didn't see the invoice. That's our bad. And I agree with you 100%. That needs to be rectified going further, but I don't know about going back and penalizing somebody for it. That's my thoughts on it.
well, I wouldn't see it as a penalty. I would see it as making us whole, right? It's not a penalty. I'm not faulting anybody. I'm just saying that
I'm faulting us. I think it's us. I mean, it was our.
Well, I'll speak on it, right? I'll speak on it. So what happened was, when we're submitting the receipts, we got to do that end of the year form, right? The deductions, the X, Y, and Z's. And when I was asked by Brenda, right, what were the expenditures, they said, hey, we paid for security and we paid for the generators. She said, present the receipts for those, and that was that, right? So for it to be and I think this has always been my biggest frustration with you, Councilwoman Evans, is that, like, that's a staff question, right? Like, not a grandstanding question, right? Like, you could have easily have asked me what it was off the dais, right? So that's a hey, why was this done? Hey, Gabe, what were the receipts? Because I was the one that was working with the Heat organization, right? So if you have any questions, I don't see what the whole waiting till you get the council to get clarity, or I just don't get it, right? It's a simple phone call conversation, and just how it hindered our relationship back in 2019. it's the same things. Pick up the phone and ask. It was Brenda asked if there was things that we paid for so they can be reimbursed. I gave her the transactional receipts that were reimbursed, and that was just submitted. So again, if you had questions, that's a Brenda question, that's a staff question, that's a come in Monday, Tuesday, send an email, have a conversation, not wait to the dais to ask the questions. So there's your answer. Whether you like it or not, Brenda, if there's anything else needs to be added, please add it. Or if I missed something.
No, I don't have anything else to add. Perhaps it was a mistake on my part for submitting that for reimbursement, and it should have only been half the amount. So that is something that I will work on finance, and we will get an invoice over to the heat.
And if we need to submit something in return, then we can most definitely submit something in return. But it was paid for out of the heat. We didn't do any of that, so that's why it was refunded. We didn't get any money from City Hall to pay for those things. Things that need to be paid for, they paid for it. That was it.
So I guess we can bring that back to a vote, and I'm a no on the warrant report.
Virginia?
Yes, Your Honor. Counselor Updegrove, Counselor Evans,
No.
Counselor Mesa,
Yes.
Counselor Updegrove,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramos.
Yes.
Mayor Reyes.
Yes. And then do you want to ask Councilwoman Updegrove for the other items on the consent?
Yes, sir. I was about to ask if I can do that. You walked away, ma'am, when they took roll call for the consent calendar. Can I please get your vote on the consent calendar?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, moving on to the Adelanto Public Utility Authority consent. Again, items of routine in nature and non-controversial that require no further discussion. I move.
Second.
Roll call, please, Virginia.
Yes, Your Honor. Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Mesa,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Updegrove,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramos.
Yes.
Mayor Reyes.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Alrighty. Moving on to our public hearing. Item number 1, General Plan Amendment, GPA 25-01 and Zone Text Amendment, ZTA 25-01. Not sure if Lewis or Naika will be presenting.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. Naika, I will be presenting the General Plan Amendment 2501, Zone Text Amendment 2501, Ordinance number 658 on behalf of Luis Morales, who we teamed up to get this proposal to you guys. The applicant is the City of Adelanto. Next slide. General Plan Amendment number 2501 and Zone Text Amendment 2501 is a proposal to amend the Adelanto North 2035 Comprehensive Sustainable Plan, the Adelanto General Plan Land Use and Zoning Map to incorporate the Northeast Mixed Use Overlay Zone. The purpose of this amendment is to increase residential and commercial density, expand opportunities for housing and mixed-use development, and promote economic growth and land use flexibility in the Northeast area of Adelanto. The amendment includes a general plan amendment to add the proposed overlay zone to the land use and zoning map, and a zone text amendment to revise Appendix A of the zoning code, incorporating development standards and design guidelines specific to the Northeast Mixed-Use Overlay Zone. Next slide. The General Plan 2501 and Zone Text Amendment 2501 focuses on the land use element, which is a mandatory general plan element. It is also the elements that may be amended 4 times a year, which contains, this will be the first general plan amendment in 2025. This amendment aims to increase both residential and commercial density, expand opportunities for housing and mixed-use development, and allow single-family residential homes up to 1,100 square feet on a minimum lot size of 3,600 square feet. It will also permit HUD approved prefabricated and modular housings within the overlay zone. Next slide. The city adopted its first general plan amendment in 1973. Since 1973, the major amendments to its general plan occurred in 1994 and 2014. The current Adelanto North 2035 Comprehensive Plan, Sustainable Plan was adopted in 2014. The city of Adelanto has been receiving inquiries from applicants interested in applying for general plan amendments and zone changes to carry out commercial and residential development with increased density and to address non-conforming issues resulting from the previous general plan amendments. In addition, the city is only allowed to amend a general plan amendment 4 times per year. And the city has not generated any general plan amendments this year of 2025. Under a general plan amendment, a city may make many changes. In an effort to address the many challenges faced with being limited to 4 amendments per year, the city initiated the following of general plan amendment number GPA 2501 and zone text amendment 2501, the mixed use overlay zone of the city to address the wake of commercial retail, the housing shortage facing the state and region to address non-conforming uses, and to increase density and expand housing. The intent of this ordinance number 658 is to amend the general plan land use and zoning map that would establish mixed use overlay within the business park zone. The mixed use overlay will allow all uses permitted under the current mixed use zone and will also allow for single family residential units up to 1,100 square feet on a minimum lot size of 3,600 square feet and permit HUD approved prefabricated and modular housing within the overlay zone. Next slide. In front of you is the general plan, is the original general plan of zoning map. This is a history map, which consists of a large manufacturing industrial area in the city of Adelanto. There was no mixed use and no business park zones on this map. In the original Northeast area, there was a mix of housing, commercial, and manufacturing in the business, which is now in the business park zone. Next slide. The current general plan and zoning map, as you see in the business park zone, which is the outline in the purple, it is mixed use was increased, airport park was increased, and the last general plan update was in 2023, which established a mixture of manufacturing industrial zone east of Highway 395. Next slide. In front of you is the proposed northeast mixed use overlay, which is outlined in the red, which will increase the residential and commercial density, expand opportunities for housing and mixed use development. It will also encourage growth and land use flexibility in the northeast of Adelanto. And once again, will allow for residential units units up to 1,100 square feet on a minimum lot size of 3,600 square feet and permit HUD approved prefabricated and modular housing within the overlay zone. Also, homeowners will also be able to refinance their property, which would not affect the overlay zone. Next slide, please. Environmental considerations. The project was subject to CEQA, an addendum to the Environmental Quality Act, State Clearinghouse number 2014-203-1034 for the Adelanto 2035 Comprehensive Plan was prepared for the project in accordance with the city guidelines, which determined from the whole accordance with the city guidelines was determined from the whole record that the project as revised will not have a significant effect on the environment. The city did not receive any comments from responsible and affected agencies. Next slide. Staff recommendations to adopt resolution P2517, recommending the city council adopt the addendum to the previous adopted 2014 environmental impact report. State Clearinghouse number 2014-203-1034 and adopt ordinance number 658 approving the general plan amendment 2501 and zone text amendment 2501, establishing the Northeast mixed-use overlay based on the findings. Introduce the first reading of ordinance 658 to adopt findings and approve general plan amendment number GPA 2501 and zone text amendment 2501 to amend the Adelanto general plan amendment to the revised appendix A of the zoning matrix. Schedule the second reading and adoption of ordinance 658 for the next regular council meeting. This concludes my presentation. I'm open for any questions if you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Naika. Councilwoman Evans.
Great work, staff. This is long overdue. This was an issue that was brought to us in 2018 when somebody that now sits on this dais with me decided to have us go out and do sandbags and stuff because they presented some stuff. We don't get into that, but
You did a great job, by the way.
we filled them sandbags though.
We stopped that water.
This is awesome. I think that what makes me most excited about this is the part where current homeowners can refinance their houses. The reason why we were out there filling sandbags is because there's a dip on a certain street that floods, the water was coming into the houses. They couldn't refi to remodel their homes because of the way that we had it zoned. So I want to thank staff for getting this together. And while it has many other amazing features and being able to bring in more ADUs and doing all those great things, that's something that's been asked for since at least 2018 and probably before then. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, right? But I want to thank you guys for getting this done. I think this is an amazing, amazing opportunity for so many different things to happen. So thank you guys.
Councilwoman Up the Grove.
I have no comments.
Councilman Mesa.
Again, this just shows the difference between 2018 staff, council, and now where we're at today with our council and staff and how we're getting things pushed so much quicker and faster. This also opens up opportunities for mixed use when it comes to housing with Starbucks attached to it or different types of buildings attached to it right off our 395. So that's kind of the newer type of housing that you'll see in other communities where they have other commercial buildings underneath. So you come downstairs and go to the restaurant, right? And that's going to be something that's we going to be able to offer off one of our busiest highways. And it's going to be amazing. The opportunity zone right there that we're creating by rezoning this. So I just wanted to make sure you guys understand this is more than just what Councilwoman Savannah Evans said about, it's great for our other residents that have already been here. They're going to be able to take advantages, but future projects of us being able to capitalize on what the market is going towards when it comes to single and multifamily usage in our city. So great job on putting this all together. It's in the correct spot where we can have businesses and housing all mixed together. So I appreciate you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Mr. Mayor, no, yeah, I agree with all the comments, and that's going back to that demographic workshop. It's that balanced housing, and you're able to attract residents here and keep them here, right? You literally could potentially live, work, and play in your building, right? You could live upstairs, you can work down at Starbucks, like you mentioned, and then hang out at the coffee shop or whatever. And shout outs to 2018, and we'll reminisce back, and thank you, Councilwoman Evans and Mayor, and rest in peace, Gator, and to that Rangel guy, wherever he's at, right? Because he was out there filling sandbags as well. But it was great. It was great to see the council and the commission and staff, answer the call. And we weren't afraid to, put on our boots and get out there in the rain and fill up the sandbags. And we did make an impact, right? And we did make an impact. Thank you for the presentation. I don't have any questions. I'm excited, but I do just want to give you a specific shout out because not everybody knows the amount of work and man hours and stress and that you've had to put up with in the last couple of weeks, right? So I'm going to take this opportunity to give you your flowers and tell you thank you for going above and beyond and working outside of your scope of work and doing things that you really don't have to do. That's not in your job title. But again, right, it speaks volumes to your commitment to the city of Adelanto, to this council, to this team, and just want to take this opportunity to say thank you, Naika. I appreciate your hard work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Naika, you are amazing. You know that you are amazing. We we wouldn't be where it is where we are without all of your knowledge, all of your expertise, and everything that you do. I feel like it's 24/7, right? But I know that it's not, because I don't want to get you, Jesse, in trouble. But I feel that you are someone else who just lives, breathes, and is just a phenomenal asset to our city. Thank you for keeping this hot and keeping this going, and ensuring, because this has been a project that I believe it was 2014 when they made this horrible zone change, right? That hindered the community, and I'm glad that, fortunately, a decade later, we were finally able to find a way, because it wasn't like we weren't trying; it was just finding a way to get it done. So thank you for all your hard work. I'm gonna just throw it out there, Jesse. Maybe we need to change, Jonathan Street to, Naika. Naika's way, right? So, but with all jokes aside, thank you for all your hard work, and I'm gonna go ahead and open up public comment here at 1:12, and I believe those other ones were for new business.
Correct, Mayor. You're correct for item 1 under new business.
Yep. So gonna go ahead and open up public comment here at 1:12. Do we have anybody online?
There's no one online, Your Honor.
And no one in person. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close public comment here at 1:12. And I'll motion that we accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Can I have one more comment since you guys gave flowers real quick? Naika just always was with us at planning commissions, and this is a great planning commission project that's been elevated. And for anybody here, if you ever see these two names together, because we gave flowers to Naika, but if you get Luis Morales on this, it's a home run. So I'm glad Naika was here. Wish Luis was here because we haven't seen him in a while. But those two names get things done, and he still gets things done even though he's not with us 24/7. So I just want to make sure he gets a little shout out as well. So thank you, Mayor.
The first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to new business, donation for Gus Franklin STEM Academy Science Camp. Councilmember Mesa.
Well, we got half the crowd had to stay for this one, so I appreciate you guys staying. Who says you can't get people here at 11 o'clock, right? When it's something on the agenda that the people are really looking for, we get a full house. We had a full house today, so I appreciate you guys being here. Again, this is, I think we all agreed, everyone was fighting to kind of get this on the agenda because of what we heard and what we were saying. So I was honored to kind of put it up there. Again, it goes back to Councilwoman Updegrove saying, hey, there's other people that do things besides sports. What can we do to help our kids? So we challenged this team to come out and give us some numbers about how many kids were from Adelanto. What's the breakdown? Because we're not about funding the whole high desert. We're about funding our kids in Adelanto. And that's kind of what we're about to look at right now with this club. I think they're going to have a lot to say during the public comments because that's where most of them are. So I'll stop there while they come up, and if anybody else has anything.
Councilwoman Evans.
No questions right now. Thank you.
Councilwoman Updegrove.
No questions.
MPT.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm just going to start off by saying I appreciate you guys' effort in not only following up and delivering, the data that we requested as a council, but like getting out and getting dirty, right? Just seeing you guys, especially the little ones, out at the fall festival, the pumpkin patch, selling whatever you guys could possibly get your hands on to make a buck, right? Whether it was candies, whether it was goodies that you guys made, chips, water, sodas. There was a list of items that you guys were selling, right? It's really great to see that. And I'll speak for myself. It makes me want to do whatever we can to help you guys as much as we can, right? Because there's a lot of people that come in and ask for money, and then they go back to their office or their home and they chill and they just wait to get a call from the city manager or city clerk, right, to come pick up your check. And that's not the way it should work, right? You guys still have opportunities to get down and get dirty and sell chips and sell candies, and you were doing it.
They came prepared today.
They came prepared today. And I just have a feeling that it's not going to stop right now, right? You guys are on a mission, you're on a goal, and I see it and I love it. And I think more organizations that come out and ask for money should kind of take a page out of your book, just like, you know, Ms. Dennis is taking a page out of Molding Hearts book. I actually last minute canceled out the art programs that I was going to ask council for money on, because I got a couple cool text messages that we have a couple organizations here and companies in the city that are going to want to support, you know, financially. So I'm going to take that off. I'm not going to ask money, but right off the bat, I will just throw a number out there that I would like to start with. If council, you know, when we get to the point where we're going to discuss, if you guys want to increase, decrease, you know, it's up for discussion. But I was going to ask for 5K from our benefit corp to go towards some more artistic work in the community. I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to ask that we start at a minimum of 5K to donate towards the science camp for our Adelanto residents. I'll stop there. I'll put a pin there, and Mayor, you can take it, please, sir.
You're muted, Mayor.
I went back and I listened to, thank you, Councilman Mesa. I went back and I listened to the agenda because that was the day that I had to step away for that housing meeting with the BIA, right? So I do have a rough understanding of the issue. My question is on a follow-up. You know what? Maybe I'll wait for mine, because let me hear from, well, because they're public comment.
Yeah. If you ask the question, I might, or one of us might be able to answer, Mayor.
So where did the money magically disappear to? Because the school district doesn't know, right? So what was the reasoning for pulling that large amount of money for the school?
Mayor, can we bring the representative up so she can answer some of those questions?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello again, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
I hope everyone's doing okay. So I actually brought one of our wonderful fifth grade teachers. She's one of the 3 from our school. And so hopefully she can answer some, hopefully. If not, I'm telling you that there's no transparency, and she's a teacher that works at the school.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you guys for having me. That's the same question that we're asking. We have been fighting with the district, figuring out where these funds are coming, where these funds are going, or where they're disappearing to, and no one can provide us answers. And that is a huge problem, because last year we were able, or our school was able to fund half of the trips, and the students and parents only had to fundraise half of the trip. But this year, because our funds just magically got cut, we were not able to fund any of the trip this year. And so we don't know where the funds are going. They don't give us answers, or their answers are buried under other answers and other questions. And so we are under the same, or we have the same information that you guys have.
See, and to me, you guys, that's the problem, right? Because Todd, correct me if I'm wrong, the money that we give out of our benefit corp has to go to another 501c3, correct?
It has to be used for items that benefit the Adelanto community, either aesthetically or through civic engagement and cultural opportunities. So it cannot go to a for-profit entity, because that would be inappropriate, but it technically doesn't have to go to a nonprofit entity as long as it's used specifically for community beneficial activity.
Okay. So how can we ensure that it goes with the school? And again, this is gonna sound like I'm throwing shade, right? But this is my uneasiness with the situation, is that the school board isn't here or hasn't provided answers, and now we're stepping into a situation that isn't necessarily in our direct peer review, if that makes sense, right? If let's say we do agree to the number that Mayor Pro Tem threw out there, how do we know that number is going to go to this science fair project when the money allocated to that is missing?
Hey, and
who do we give it to that we know it's not going to the school board, so it could be possibly misused again?
you could direct it directly to our school, which would then put it towards our 5th grade fund for the science camp, or you can pay it directly to the camp. That would then go to our
Okay.
account, our account totals.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that seems fair. I think when she said pay it directly to the camp as part of the invoice, that's probably the cleanest, frankly.
Right. And I just wanted to make it a little bit more than that. It's $400 per kid. I wanted to do half, which is 200 times the 38. I believe it's like $7,600 if my schooling was good. So I was thinking about the donation of $7,600 to pay for half of all the kids that are Adelanto residents.
So I've a couple things, right? 76 is kind of weird. So let's just round it up to 8 would be my ask.
That seems fair.
However, right? However, because
there is some
there's
other
also
things,
there's also, you know, we've been talking behind the scenes. There's also a couple other meetings that are still yet to be held. I'm going to commit to once if this passes, and we set the example for other cities, right? You have my commitment, and we've talked off record that I will reach out to Mayor Nassif, Mayor Becerra, and Mayor Lee to ask if they can potentially come to their councils with the same type of support. Right? We did it. Let's challenge you guys to do it. Whether they do it or not, that's out of our control. But I would like, when we do stuff like this, guys, like it has to be highlighted, right? It can't just be the city manager or city clerk cutting a check, come pick up your check, right? Marketing, media, if you're on the line, we need a big, massive check. Like put the order in yesterday, right? The kids that this money's going to, they need to come to City Hall, or we need to go out to that school to take a picture with this big check, right? Those things need to be highlighted. And I don't mean to like say, wave it in school district's face and other people's face, but it needs to be waved in their face, right? They need to see it.
can do that.
So if it's a list of the kids, right, and broken down and how much dollars did each one of those kids get that lived in Adelanto, I'd like to see that. But for sure, like just the big check, the highlighting it on our social media platforms, the highlighting it in our newsletters. We need to take advantage of those situations, because if we keep doing things, you know, just, hey, come pick it up, then, you know, other cities aren't going to see that. They need to see that, and they need to, you know, they need to follow suit, man, at the end of the day. And we need to do our job to potentially challenge them as well.
Hold on, Mayor Pro Tem, on that. Like, look, you guys, I'm for, first and foremost, I'm for supporting the kids. I need everyone to understand that, right? But also at the same time, I feel that we're overstepping, because there is a reason why they did it or not. There's a reason why that governing board and that elected body did what they did. Like when Jesse defunds something, when Jesse removes something, whenever this, that, and the third happens, we as a council know. We vote on it. We either are for it or we're against it, right? So, like the fact that that whole board and that superintendent is doing nothing about this. And again, I tell you guys, it's about setting precedents, right? Now we're opening up another precedent that the school district can defund any program, that they can do this, that they can do that they can remove X, Y, and Z, and the city council is going to step up and save the day. The Adelanto Elementary School District, if I'm not mistaken, and I've asked the city manager to pull this report for me, gets more than 60% of all of our taxes. You get what I'm saying, council? Like, they're our kids. We already prioritize all. And again, I could be. Last time I can recall, city manager, I think you said something like closer to like 66, 67%, right? But it's a huge chunk of every penny that comes through the city of Adelanto that already goes to the school district. When is this science fair? Is it next year?
Yes.
Yes, the first week of April.
Okay. When does everything have to get paid?
Oh, that was a question for our teacher. Our first installment payment is this upcoming December. And then the second one, I want to say it's February. Our last one will be like in March. but we already gave a down payment with everything we fundraised. So far we've just been hustling out there.
Yeah,
We've been
yeah.
hustling. We're not gonna stop.
Yeah, and again, they're like, please, this body will find a way, right? Like that's what we do. Like we're problem solvers, and we're gonna support and ensure that like these kids do get there. But council, what I'm saying is just like I'm not trying to say that it's not our responsibility, because the well-being of our kids is our responsibility. But when they have a governing board that is failing, that isn't doing their job, that isn't being effective, and they're allowing their kids to suffer, us as a city, us as a community, we deserve answers on why we're doing this before we just start cutting a whole bunch of checks. Because remember, council, we want to do Christmas parade, right? We want to do like we then, if we're gonna give away this $8,000, which I'm in total support of doing, then the next thing I'm gonna put on the agenda is where are we taking the money away from? Because it's wrong that our school board is taking from the programs, taking from their kids, not giving them answers, there's no accountability being held on their side, that we just have to come and save the day and rescue. I think that's a problem. I think our city manager needs to speak with the superintendent. You know what I mean? Like there has to be answers on what it is that's going on, because then the next program's going to come. Then the next program's going to come. Then the next program's going to come. And now we're going to have $15,000 to $50,000 of school funding programs that we're going to have to take care of year over year, because the school district has gotten in the habit of us picking that up.
Anybody, council? Anybody got? If not, so I can jump in.
I hear what you're saying, Mayor. I agree with you. It's just, if there were a cheerleading team coming to, you know what I mean? Like cheerleading teams come every year.
Yep.
You know, so baseball organizations come every year.
Football organizations come every year.
Yeah, right. So I just think but I do think parents need to really get involved. We need to get involved and challenge our school board, like we talked about earlier on other topics. There's a whole slew of topics that we should be having the discussion with the school board on why, what's going on, and what's the mismanagement, what's the defunding, what is going on with our 67% when we get like, I believe it's 1% that this city gets, the city council that we are able to use for public funds, we get 1% and they get 67%. And that's what we're talking about. Yet we're able to try to figure out a way to help with our kids, because we live this is our kids. And what the mayor is saying is, well, yeah, because we're good people and we love what we do, but what is that 67% going to? Why is it not being filtered back to our kids? What programs are you cutting? And what programs are you keeping? And I don't want to get too political, but I'm pretty sure I know what some they're keeping for sure.
Yeah, but but also to that note, Councilmember Mesa, cheerleaders, football, baseball, all these sports, they have no governing body that funds them, right? No one funds Little League but Little League. No one funds cheerleading but parents and fundraisers, right? So like they don't have a governing entity that is responsible to manage and be physically responsible over their allotted funds, right? For the programs that they're responsible for. That's the big difference from the people who come and ask the city. And that's why, you know what I mean? We utilize our nonprofit to be supportive of them. And then, this situation, and it sucks, right? Like, please understand, like, whatever decision we move, I'm totally for. This is not me saying that I'm a no vote, because I'm not, right? Like I can't say when I am, but like what I'm saying is like council, like before we just want to throw on the cape and save the day, like there's conversations that like serious conversations that need to be had. This is just a bigger issue than them not funding 20 grand or 40 grand for a science camp. That's the only point I want to stress, council. Again, whatever we do, I'm never going to say no to supporting some of our youth and some of our kids and whatever their strengths and everything is. But also understand, like, we are stewards for the city, right? And our responsibilities are very different than the school districts. Very different. That's
Mary,
all I want us to just keep in mind.
Yep, no, and Mayor MPT here, and same thing with Councilman Meza. I agree with those points, and I agree with those with facts, right? That we're all spitting when it comes to the school board district. And I don't know, I look at it a little differently, right? With all due respect to Mayor and the entire council, we do got to save the day. Like, it's apparent, it's obvious, it's in our face. We've done it before. This isn't going to be the last time, right? We saved the day from DVL to Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to the Queens to the Heat to all kinds of organizations, right? And you're right, some of them don't have
DVL also, yeah. Sorry, Mayor, like DVL and the Hispanic Chamber, yes, but
to your point, right? A lot of those organizations don't have that governing body. Right. But at the end of the day, I feel the conversation, and you're right. We're all right. Like, there has to be some serious meetings, like in the very near future, tomorrow, with the school board district. But I feel the conversation is different, and those meetings are different when we come to the table and we say, look what we're doing. Look what we've done to play our part, to help our kids, to help our residents in a school that's not even in our boundaries, in our city limits, but we acknowledge that our kids go there. Right? What are you going to do, school district? Or we challenge you, school district, to help us, to match it, to figure this out, because we are kind of getting tired of having to put on the cape and save the day every single time something comes up or every time you guys cut your budget. But Mayor Reyes and the city council of Adelanto, that's the kind of leaders we are. We'll save the day for these kids, right? Because we know it's going to come back twofold. So I would encourage us, you're right, like, I would encourage this council to move forward, and I'll make the motion on the AK, right?
Wait, I got
We'll open
things
it up.
first. Yeah, hold on.
But it has to come with a plan, right? Like, you're right. The meetings have to be set, and to the parents and to the schools, to the kids, right? Because you guys have already showed that you can come up and you can speak and you can ask, right? You've already shown that you can go out there and hustle and sell, right? Those same presentations have to be at that school board meeting.
I agree.
All those kids have to speak. All those parents have to speak. Even for the parents and the kids that don't live in Adelanto that aren't going to receive no funding, those better be the first ones
Right.
that go up and speak. Look what the city council and the mayor of the city of your city is doing for our kids.
Right.
You guys get, your guys' budget is how many X more than ours?
Way more.
And you can't donate 8K or 10K or take care of the whole thing, right? Now, we do have to potentially cut back on some of our Christmas parade charades, right? Or maybe we have less pumpkins to give away next year. Maybe we don't have no pumpkins to give away next year, right? But at the end of the day, like, I'm willing to take that sacrifice. I'm willing to make that sacrifice because it speaks volumes of the type of leaders that we are, right? We just now have to figure out a way on how to wake these guys up across the street and start to get them to realize, like, look, guys, like, we can't continue to solve your problems. We can't continue to solve your problems. We can't continue to pick up your slack. But what we're not going to do is we're also not going to leave our kids in the streets or leave them uneducated or
Miss out on
or
opportunities.
miss out on an opportunity that every single kid got before them.
Yes.
And might get after them, but they're not going to get.
If I may, I'm sorry. So I hear everybody, and one thing the mayor and I are kind of in tandem with most times is numbers, right? So I'm gonna do some math. Y'all might want to write down how I'm gonna break this down, because I came in at a lower number than your original ask, MPT. And then when Councilman Meza said a higher number, I said, well, then MPT's number's in the middle, so I'm cool with that. But I'm gonna break down where I feel we should consider going, right? So here's where I'm at. The total for, oh, I'm missing a number. Okay, hang on. The total for just the trip is $14,402 for just the Adelanto kids. If we add in the transportation, that's another $1,000, that $1,073.88. I took that number, combined it, and took half of that because y'all stated the parents have always paid half, right?
Yes.
So we'll take that down to half. That puts us at $7,738. Is half. Okay. My proposal to council would be that we take half of our half. And so that would be $3,869 for the city to cover. And the other half we put back on the kids to work for what they want. They've already been doing the fundraising. They're raising the money. So that other $3,869 would fall back on the fundraising efforts of the students. And we can definitely help aid in the fundraising of that extra almost $4,000, right? Why not?
That's a fourth. We're giving a fourth if you do it that way.
I'm gonna make a motion, and I don't mean to
Hold
interrupt.
on. Let's not rush through it.
I mean, we can still make a motion and go to public comment though.
No, you ain't making the motion right now.
So if you want to call it a fourth, that's fine. Half on the parents because they're their kids. That's their half that they've always paid half.
Yep.
So that puts us at only a half.
Correct.
Right. And then we take our half and divide it in half. So that is a fourth. The city will cover the fourth. And then the students will raise the funds like they've already been doing to cover the other fourth, making it the total.
So pretty much the parents and the kids are gonna raise
That's how they got their
2/3, so 3/4 of it is what you're proposing?
Yes. And I'm open to, as we've always done with any other organization, reaching out to our partners and helping them raise that other quarter. I'm down for that, but I just, one, it's going back to teaching what we've been talking about. The responsibility on the kids is to raise the money. The parents have always paid half. However, they figure out their half is their business.
Absolutely.
But y'all have raised funds in the past, right?
Yes.
And you've covered that other half, right?
Yes, we're still continuing to fundraise, and there's ongoing fundraisers and still in the agenda.
So I feel like that's fair for everybody. It kind of helps, Mayor, with your hesitation in continuing to give out these big numbers and continuing to depreciate or dwindle our community benefit corp. But I also, on the flip of that, Mayor, to play the devil's advocate to that argument, is we've always raised the money specifically for the Christmas parade, specifically. So this time we kind of have a bigger nest egg than we're used to having. You're welcome, Virginia and Brenda, right? But we've always been able to raise those funds to cover the Christmas parade. So I don't want that to also be what hinders us from giving. So that's what
I got a quick question. The fundraising efforts so far, what have you guys raised?
So far, let's see. Let me make some quick math. Hang on.
And just so you guys, when she gives the number, that's total for the whole school at that point, not just our 38 kids.
Yeah, it's for all fifth graders, all 93 students.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So we've raised about, give or take, 1,500, but they want me to pay for yearbooks for each student, and that's due next week.
Okay.
So that's where my money is going to right now.
So the fundraising so for example, these
Chocolates,
boxes
yes.
that I have way too many of, that I need more of, by the way. This doesn't go specifically to this particular field trip?
It does. So what happens is we order over 300 boxes of those chocolates. $26 of each box goes towards their student account or student science camp fund. And $34 goes into the bill of ordering that amount of chocolates.
What?
And so each parent then, so every year what they do, they only sell what, 8, I want to say, give or take 8 boxes of chocolates to cover for the expense of science camp. But because there's no money this year, now the parents have to sell 16 boxes per student, per child. But not every family sells the chocolates. Not every family gets those chocolates. They find other ways to fund for the trip.
Okay, so you're good at math. I'm like the only Asian person who can't do math, so in the whole world. So the total amount for their half was what?
7,000.
And the parents are used to paying half of that?
So yeah, well,
Which-
we don't look at it, we don't divide it between cities. We just see the fifth graders as a whole, regardless of where they live. And so they give us the big number, the 38,000 something for science camp. And so the school usually pays for half of that. And so the parents raise half of that.
That's what I'm
half.
saying. It's gonna get, I respectfully, I know what you guys are trying to do, but it's gonna get messy because now we're breaking away
The students.
a
from
certain
the
amount of
city.
students over here. And now we gotta add that up and take away from the full 38 and then break that.
How do we know what we donate goes to our kids?
Well, like the teacher said, we can use however, we are forever grateful. You can use it directly to the camp, send it directly to the camp.
Uh-huh.
And so I have a track of how many students have paid for, right? And so then I can tell those students that live in Adelanto, hey, it's covered. For you, it's covered. For these students, it's covered.
Uh-huh.
I can do that.
Have some of those parents already paid?
Yes. Yes, but only 2. Their first payment, yeah, for sure. The first installment, yes. I have only 2 students that pay the $425 for the trip. And I don't even know if they do live in Adelanto, those 2 students, but it's only been 2 students so far that paid for the entire trip.
Todd, are you on the line, Todd? I know you're on the line, but I just like to ask that.
Yeah.
Is there any way, legal wise, that if we move forward and if this council, on whatever amount this council agrees on, that we can, is it a contract, some sort of stip that, if this money if the check is made out to the camp, that we get a list of the students that it went towards? Like, can we require that from them so that we know at least that those Adelanto kids were taken care of, or can you come up with some sort of creative idea so that we know they're going directly to those kids and not to any other kids?
I also think us taking the photo with the kids that we sponsored is gonna say, hey, the parents are gonna be like, hey, Adelanto gave me half my money, so I should only pay half. So I think that pressure is also.
Which is exactly to the point that I made of like media and marketing. We need the big check, right? Or you want to make little individual checks for all these kids. We can, dry erase marker it in and take a big picture with them, right? That's now public record. That's now, putting them on blast. Hey, we issue checks for these specific kids. But Todd, back to you.
Yeah, MPT, that those types of procedures, yes, if that's what the council directs, we can definitely do that. Really, the legal limitations are on the uses of the money. How we get it to that particular use is subject to whatever restrictions we want. So that is fine.
And it's almost, guys, kind of like the scholarship, right? Like, we don't cut the checks to the kids that get it. Like, we cut the checks to the institution so that we know it's getting paid, for that specific, kid. So maybe it is a good idea to pay it to the camp with the list of the kids that it's going to, and then they can figure out how to disperse that amongst those kids.
Yep. I'm okay with that.
I'm going to make a motion, but I'm waiting for public comment before.
I'm still contemplating, man. It's before. We'll just do public comment. Because the last thing I want is for my thoughts and my opinion to feel like I'm not for this, right? I'm for supporting the kids, but I'm really struggling with the fact that we're allowing a government entity off the ropes without any scrutiny on their failure. So please understand, Gus Franklin, that's where my frustration is stemming from. Okay, it's not that you guys are here asking, it's not that we're here helping the kids, but it's just up until this point, I haven't seen no attacking or no protesting or no. And I know the teachers are limited to, right, because of your jobs, but when it comes to the parents, they have to be wanting this as bad as you guys.
Right.
Why haven't they been? Because this is something that's probably been going on for some months. You get what I'm saying? Why haven't they been publicly going to the board meetings and demanding answers? Why haven't they been putting this all over social media? You know what I mean? Like, this is a big deal, and it's like getting swept under the rug, and that's my problem with this. Right? That's my problem with this, because the political, this is going to hinder our relationship, council, with Adelanto Elementary School District. Just how when we voted to do cannabis, right? When we voted to do cannabis because it was going to save the city and X, Y, and Z, and how they alienated us and kicked us out, and no, we're not doing this. You like, you know what I mean? And then like this, we're slapping them in their face, you guys. Please understand that. Like, as much as I do not agree with their board president directly, right, and some of the trustees directly, I would never want to be sideblinded to this degree on the political relationship. That's what I want us as a council to, like, we have to be better than them and how they're handling this situation.
Mayor, if I may, can I give like a because that's hypothetical, right? Because we don't know their reasoning, right? So can I give just the other side of the hypothetical, right? Maybe there's a legit reason why they had to reallocate these funds.
Right.
Maybe, right? And so maybe they will thank us for stepping in when they couldn't. Maybe.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I wish the conversations, you know what I mean? Like, there was more dialogue and more conversation and more understanding to the matter, instead of making these teachers like have to do all of this. You get what I'm saying? So,
and Mayor, and just to add to that, you know, I actually appreciate the comments that you just made, right? And I love the dialogue, right? Because it's again, I don't think anybody here in attendance or that's listening online, or I don't think the message will be sent back that there's a certain council member, a certain mayor, a certain individual that doesn't support. I think it's pretty clear that we support it, and we said it from the beginning, that we will try and do whatever we can to figure it out. Me personally, and I'll speak for myself, Mayor, I'm okay with hindering a relationship with the school district that's already been hindered, that for some reason cannot just come to whole. Right. And again, maybe this is the beginning of it. The conversations will be different when we step up to the plate, but I'd rather have that relationship hindered than hindering the relationships of our community members, our constituents, and our kids. Right. And that's just me. Like, there's so much work that needs to go on between us and the school district. Right. And it might not even happen in our term or in our lifetime. And maybe it'll never happen. Right. Because it's always I was about to say something I shouldn't say, but it's always a measuring contest, you know.
It is.
It's always a measuring contest, and it sucks because, like, our kids and our parents and our teachers, our underpaid teachers, our understaffed teachers, and I can speak from experience as a substitute teacher, right? They have to suffer. They have to pick up the slack. They have to sell potato chips and waters to send, like, our kids to science camp, right? So that relationship, with all due respect, school district, because you're probably going to hear this, it's already hindered.
Yeah, I'll step on that as well. We know that there are people that from the school district that watch this, right? So they watched it 2 weeks ago when you guys were here, and they're not here today to say, yes, thank you. Oh, this is how we messed up. But they, believe me, we know a few of them that are always listening in, ready to phone call a friend when we're speaking on something that is not part of their agenda. So,
you know, they're asked to.
Huh?
They're asked to.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They know what's going on. They know we're about to do this. They could have been here. They could have said, hey guys, whatever. They could have been on this call and spoke up for themselves. But today, all of a sudden, they're not on the phone calls calling in. So they did get warning 2 weeks ago. They did get a heads up 2 weeks ago. So that's my point on that.
Okay. I know we still got to go to public comment. But I'm going to say it anyways. I want to make a motion for 5K.
Wait, sir. We're not making a motion, because here's the thing, right? Like I said, my thing with this, council, is for us to understand, and all of us to be in agreement on what the repercussions are going to be moving forward, right? If we're okay with everything that I'm saying, if we're okay with my concerns, and we're all on the same page, I got no problem in fighting the fight. And if we're going to do that, then we shouldn't do a third. We shouldn't do a portion. We should do the whole thing. So I'm saying then it should be closer to 8 to 10.
I'll second that motion.
And again, Mayor, and I'm not trying to go back and forth, but again, that's why I feel there needs to be a motion made so that now we can go to vote and figure out if this is going to pass or not, right? Whether I make it now.
We're barely addressing the concerns that I have. So we're not able to all be on the same page, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like you're rushing the motion, Danny, Mayor Pro Tem. But like what I'm saying is, okay, cool. Now that we've addressed my concerns and how we want to move forward with this, then we should do what the ask is. The ask is 14,000.
I just want to put on record, Mayor. I'm willing to, if there is a fight for whatever reason, I'm ready for it. Because, and then parents, if there is a fight, we know how to vote.
And
right, that's your fight. That's your tool is voting. And if you don't like what we're doing, vote us out. If you don't like what they're doing, vote them out.
Sure,
that's the fight. There is no fisticuffs. We saw them protesting the other day. Were they protesting about this? Like sometimes you have to risk losing your job to do what's right, right? And where's all the funding going? Why aren't they questioning we're questioning each other right now, right? Where does that dialogue happen? This is how much we care about our community, and we're willing to step out. I'm willing to step out and see what they have to say. If they're against, maybe they're totally thank you, and there is no fight, but they still have to get questioned.
Right. And then, and my point on the whole amount, right, guys, and trust me, I wish we could, I don't think we should do the whole amount because that's bailing them out. That's really putting on the cape, and that's really slapping them in the face. And what they don't need, and what we don't, and what we shouldn't do is bail the school district out. Right. We should set an example for them and say, look, we're gonna do our part, do your part.
Right.
Right. Not we're gonna do our part and your part. So we're gonna do our part and we're gonna pay half of what this is for and take care of our kids. We challenge you to do half school district, which are X amount of billions of dollars budget, pay $7,500. We figured it out with our zero budget.
Right. I also, kids, listen up real quick. I always like to use this analogy. When someone holds up a sign that says, I need gas, not too many people stop. But when someone's out of their car pushing their car, you'll get like 5 or 6 people to go help you push your car. And that's what you guys are doing when you're out there making your sales and doing it. You're pushing that car and saying, hey, I'm not asking for a handout, I'm asking for help. And that's the difference of what you guys are doing and someone who just comes in here and asks for free gas.
So before we move to public comment, my last comment will be on this, right? If it costs $400 for the 38 Adelanto kids, and we're talking about, because here's what I don't want to have happen, right? Is come March, when the school district doesn't do their job and they don't bail them out, because you got to look at it like this. They were okay cutting the whole thing. The governing entity of those kids and of that school was perfectly fine saying, we're not giving you 40 grand. So we can't expect them to come in and be like, oh, well, thank you, City of Adelanto, for covering a quarter. We'll go ahead and we'll cover the other quarter. They've already said no. They've already been okay with saying that they're not going to get nothing. That's what I'm saying is I would hate for the school to come back in 2 months and 3 months and be like, hey, guess what? The school district didn't do anything. We're short $7,500. If we're going to do this, let's just do it and get out of the way. And really support them. Don't say, oh, we want to partially support you. Now go ahead and fundraise the additional quarter that's still going to be needed. No, if the parents are used to doing half, fundraising half, let's really do it at the 15-2. Well, that's where I'm coming from. So
half is a 7.9, right? The 7.7 Mayor.
I thought it was $400. I thought it was $400 a kid for 38 kids.
Correct.
It's 425.
425.
Exactly.
Okay, 425 times 38 kids. So the total portion for the Adelanto kids is 16,150.
Correct.
So
that's where we got the 8,000 from.
Half of that. Because the parents are already used to and able to fundraise the other half.
Can I add to that? So we've also had to cut other events for our fifth graders because we focused heavily on the science camp. If there's going to be one big activity for these fifth graders, it's going to be this science camp. So we have been heavily focused on raising funds for this science camp. And that's taken away from other events for these fifth graders. That how is it that previous years they've been able to get a science camp plus knots plus field day plus dance plus yearbooks plus shirts plus, you know, like promotion that comes out of pocket of parents. And so we sat together in June, right before the school year started, and said, okay, hey, you know what, we can't fundraise for it all. What do you guys want to cut? That was our first meeting. What are we cutting? Oh, and what are we focusing on? Well, science camp.
And
Half
that
of
re-
these kids have never been down the hill. Half of these kids haven't been up north. So if it's one thing that we're fundraising for is the science camp.
And that right there, council, goes to my point, right? If we see what the ask started of a couple meetings ago was support for one, and now it's a lot more. The school district is proving time and time again that they're okay taking away from their kids, and they're not gonna bail them out. And now look at the Pandora's box that because we were willing to do more, now we're getting told this, and this has already been cut. So again, that just proves that those few statements just prove to my point that they keep on cutting. They're not going to help them, and there's going to be another ask, and more people are going to come if we step in and save the day in any way, shape, or form. So with that being said, we'll go to public comment, and we'll open up public comment to this item. And can we please get Paulette? Open up public comment here at 1:58.
Your Honor, just a quick reminder that after this comment, we will have to ask for an extension.
Can we make the motion now, please? Motion to
I'll
extend.
second.
Council, Mayor.
Yes.
All in favor?
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem and members of council, guests, parents, and students. And boy, we sure cleared out, didn't we? I am a maternal grandmother for Aubrey. We live in Adelanto. And I just wanted to say a few words on behalf of the students. They, since last year, have been looking forward to this. That's all they have been talking about when they were in the fourth grade. And this would be an exciting adventure in the science camp program, which is a learning experience as well as fun. And like Naomi was saying, some of these children don't even have the opportunity to go down the hill, have never camped. And I really feel that this is a great opportunity for them. And it would be terrible for them to miss out. Now, I'm only speaking from a personal view after listening to all this. It's just, there's a lot. So I am hoping, and after hearing all of you, I believe we will get the funds to enable these children to go and have fun and learn, because that's what STEM is about. Science, technology, engineering, thank you. And technology and math, yes. So, and again, like Naomi was saying, we have been working really hard in trying to raise this money, or as much as we can. And they have done a wonderful, wonderful job. Very, very committed children and parents and some grandparents. So I want to thank you for your support and giving me the time to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next comment is Aubrey.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and other City Council members. My name is Aubrey Pennifield. I am a fifth grader at Gus Franklin in the Adelanto School District. I am here to thank you for the help with our science camp costs. We have been looking forward to the fifth grade activities that we are able to do, but because of the budget cuts, we had to take a vote for which field trip we would want to go to. Our choices were Knott's Berry Farm or Science Camp. By the number of votes, it was Science Camp. Though some people can't or don't have the money, they won't be able to have a field trip for their last year before middle school. Thank you for your help and understanding.
Let's see. I think those were the only two on the agenda's item. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak on this item? Who hasn't yet?
No, sir, but there is someone online.
Perfect.
Miguel Soto.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I really appreciate the concerns that were brought up and the questions that were brought up, and I want to be really transparent in answering them. There has recently been a change in board leadership. We just had a reorganization, and part of what this new board is doing is taking a hard look at areas where things may not have been aligned with our expectations, including how funding was previously managed. Specifically on the lottery funds being brought up, there are two categories, restricted and unrestricted. The restricted portion can only be used for specific student materials. The unrestricted portion had already been spent before this new leadership team stepped in. So right now, what we're doing is actually getting to the bottom of how those funds were used, making sure nothing like this happens moving forward, and just restoring restricted funds back to sites as quickly as possible. I can't speak for every individual trustee, but I can speak for myself in saying this new leadership is taking this seriously. We're not here to defend past decisions. We're here to correct them, rebuild trust, and make sure that our schools and students come first. Since the reorg in August, this board has already been taking major corrective steps, and we would be more than happy to share that progress with you all. I truly want us to work together. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm committed to being transparent and collaborative as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. There is no one else, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back to council. Councilwoman Evans.
I'd like to make a motion. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
no, Mayor Pro Tem is on that one.
I was joking. You couldn't see my face because you were over there.
I'm too far away.
You're too far away. You couldn't see. No, I'm good here. I'll wait for his motion, then I'll sub motion that.
Councilwoman Updegrove.
Thank you.
Did you say something?
I'm good.
Oh, okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. It was bad. Councilman Mesa.
All good.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before I make this motion, thank you, Trustee Soto, for calling in and clearing up some of those questions or answering some of those questions. And I believe you, man. I believe when you say that you're looking forward to collabing and figuring this out and working together with the city moving forward. I commend that, and I hope that's true, not for the benefit of the school district, not for the benefit of the city of Adelanto, because both of us will be okay regardless. We're going to continue to grow, develop, and be great, but for the benefit of our children that are attending and that are in our school district. With that being said, I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the original amount of $8K, which would cover half of the expense for all of the Adelanto kids, with legal coming in and setting guidelines that it's paid to the camp with the list of the kids from Adelanto that those monies have to go for or towards. And we need pictures. We need pictures with these kids, with us donating the checks and giving the checks, the full package, Mr. Attorney. That's my motion that I put on the table.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Virginia, you can do a roll call, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Mesa,
Of course.
Counselor Updegrove.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramos,
Thank you, Mr. Meza, for bringing this to our attention. Yes.
Mayor Reyes.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
So can we do it? To add on, man, I should have done when you added that on. But can you make a note that when we do the funds, that we have them come by City Hall and we do a presentation of the item with the check and everything?
Mayor, I would like to go to the school and do it at the school. I think it's a better photo op.
Maybe the photo op would be at the school, huh?
Yeah, the photo would be great. I want to be there with for school.
So would you like it to take place at the school?
Yes, if we could.
Actually, can we go to camp with y'all? No.
Add an extra 400. I'm going.
Let's go ahead and add on an extra 1,200. What is it? 400, an extra 2,000.
Can we cancel one of our next conferences and just hit the?
Needs to go to the new members, League of Cities. We'll go to this one.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Going to go ahead and move on with our agenda to item number 4, City Manager, National League of Cities Conference.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the council, one moment, please.
Awesome. You guys are good?
You'd be surprised when people leave after their agenda item. You're fine. Go ahead. You're good. You're good. You're good. I appreciate that. So, Mayor, she just came up and apologized for having to step out. She already missed her daughter's award ceremony, so she's gonna step out.
Oh yeah, of course.
Congratulations, kids, and hope you guys have a good time.
Thank you, Mayor Reyes and members of the council. The city has expressed positive interest in attending the upcoming National League of Cities Conference. This administration strongly supports continued education, professional development, and relationship building opportunities that enhance our collective ability to better serve our residents. It's important to note that this level of city council engagement and participation represents positive progress. This city council is more active than any previous council members ever before in attending regional and national events to learn best practices and advocate on behalf of our residents. However, because of this increased participation, our council travel and conference attendance budget is running low. The total fiscal year allocation is approximately $30,000, and to date, $20,000 of the $30,000 has been spent. Attendance at the next National League of Cities Conference may cause a city to exceed the current fiscal year budget. Please note that our fiscal year runs from June to June, and therefore we need council direction before booking any additional conferences to ensure we remain fiscally responsible while supporting these valuable conference opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager. When is the national, the League of Cities going to be? Is that the one in this November, or are we trying to go to another one?
It's November 19th through the 22nd.
Yeah, and in Salt Lake City, right?
Correct.
All righty. I'll go ahead and open up the council for questions. Councilwoman Evans.
Not so much questions, but just to give kind of a rundown on why I believe that this is something that's pivotal for us to attend. When they started talking about this at League of Cities a couple weeks ago, I looked into what sessions are they going to have that are different than what we see. Sometimes the sessions are repetitive, right? We get the same information, maybe presented or packaged a little bit different. So I pulled up their agenda, and just the first day of sessions, I mean, before 10 a.m., I was like, I think we need to go to all these sessions, right? It was crazy. So we have sessions like bridging the funding to impact gap, which is something we have an issue with, right? Local solutions to ending homelessness, which Adelanto as a city may not have that. We may not need to go to that one. Housing as an economic development tool. Governing cities for health, equity, and well-being. Driving community growth through retail and restaurant development. The art of downtown. There you go, MPT Ramos. They got one for you. And this is all before 9 o'clock on the first day. And so it gets better. They get deeper. And what I do like about this one is, unlike California League of Cities, where the sessions don't repeat, if these sessions are happening at the same time, a lot of them will happen again at the next day in a different block. So like if you wanted to go to 2, but you couldn't, which this one we have to split up and divide, which we do anyway, right? But if I also want to go to, let's say, the housing and development and the funding the gap thing, and they're in the same block, funding the gap is probably going to happen again tomorrow at a different time. So I have 2 opportunities to hit the ones that I want to hit. So I think that it's beneficial. In addition to that, it's getting into just widening our network. I think that we have done a phenomenal job of making those relationships statewide. But now we're looking at making those relationships nationwide, because all of the leagues of states, right? California League of Cities, Texas League of Cities, New York League of Cities are all coming together to network that way. So I think it's beneficial. I think that it's a cost that we should figure out. I think that if those of us that want to go can commit and then actually go, then it makes sure that we're only spending what we need to spend for that. I think that is something that could benefit the city. Those are my thoughts.
Councilwoman Updegrove.
I agree with all those thoughts.
Councilmember Mesa.
I just want to highlight the part national. When we're in the rooms, we can handle ourselves, and to go to national levels and talk with everyone what's doing across the country and seeing ideas and exchanging ideas with people all around our country, where you get different backgrounds, different issues. You're going to see a whole lot of answers to problems you might not even know you're facing yet. Those conversations, more than even the conferences, are invaluable to have. So if some of us are in meetings and some of us are in the conferences, it's just a win-win. We can see what happens when Mayor and Daniel go out to Washington by themselves and come back with millions of dollars in funding and everything they do. This is just another way for us to leverage ourselves when we go to these meetings. So I'm all for it.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull something up right here that I lost. Echo the sentiments of the council. We'll continue to strengthen and cultivate and create new relationships, at the county level, at the state level. We can never stop doing that, right? We're on an insane path of growth when it comes to those relationships. Something that I'll continue to say over and over, the city of Adelanto has never ever had, right? And it began with our city manager, and he's done an amazing job at showcasing the desperate need for those relationships to happen here at home. Now we should really start focusing on those national level relationships, right? Some of the problems, hurdles that we face here in the city of Adelanto, they have to be addressed at a federal level. They have to, right? And when you pull up this agenda, and I encourage council to pull up this agenda, right? there's 4 of them right now that I'm looking at that we need to be at. Somebody from the city, whether it's 1 person, 5 people, whoever, somebody needs to be there. And it's all housing at a federal advocacy committee meeting, right? Economic growth, federal advocacy committee at a federal level. So there's so many sessions and committee meetings that happen with federal representation. That's the next check. That's the next box we have to check, right? We do have, granted, an amazing team out there in DC and an amazing congressman, but I don't expect them to take 24 hours of their day to work on Adelanto, even though they probably do, but I don't expect them to, right? So if we can do our share to send, to deploy 1 or 2 of us, or whatever the budget may allow for, to get in front of these federal level types of committees and representatives, we should do it, right? But I really feel that we should take time to dig into all the agenda, all the sessions that they're having. And I'll be the one to say it, right? If we got to go into the red a few $1,000s, but it potentially, allows us to go out there and create these stronger federal relationships, it's worth it to me, right? If that's what it's going to take to get out there and start figuring out this dang Joshua Tree issue, or this, 395 issue, or if it's just going to strengthen, our fight, I'm for it. I'm for it. So again, it is in November. It's in Salt Lake City, November 19th through the 22nd. I do like that the sessions do, replay every day. So we don't have to spend 15 minutes in one and then run to another one and 10 minutes there and then run to another one. And we don't really get the whole, the whole meat and potatoes, if you would, of the session. We can pick some day 1, pick some day 2, pick some day 3, and try to knock them all out. But again, if we're able to attend, let's be sure about it. Let's make sure we go out there with a purpose, with a cause, with some expectations to deliver, to come back and deliver to, CM, mayor, and our residents. But I definitely feel if it's not now, then it definitely needs to be on our radar for next year. Because that was a question that was asked throughout the League of Cities in the city of Long Beach just a couple weeks ago. Why aren't we there? Why aren't we there? We should be there now. We should be there now. Again, as we grow, we should go. And we're growing at a state level. Now it's time to grow at a national level.
City manager, when it comes to who all can go, right? One, I would say we need to most definitely consider on doubling our conference budget. I think that is something that as we sit on more committees and we sit on more boards and we do more things, that's something that needs to be considered on doing. Also, I think we need to consider on these dang per diems with the way that inflation is going. For these conferences. But council, what do you think? Okay, well, I guess I'll ask this question. Who all from council would be available to go to this conference? That's a Wednesday through Saturday.
Thursday through Saturday.
That was the 19th.
My luggage stays packed.
22.
I think it stays in one of the trucks.
My suitcase stays in one of the vehicles, ready to go.
I'm available as well.
Are all 5 of us gonna go? 6? What are we looking at?
I know I need Jesse there in my right hand. He knows Salt Lake better than I do. So
Amanda, did you say you could go?
So noted.
So if I may, Mayor, if I may, I'm sorry.
I'm just waiting for one more answer, sorry.
Yeah.
If I may.
Councilwoman North Grove, is Councilwoman North Grove talking or no?
Yes, I was. No, I'm unable to go.
Okay. So 4 of us, 5 of us. I would say, can we reach out to our lobbyists and see if they could join us?
I love that idea.
Wouldn't that, you know what I mean? If these are federal issues and this things of that sort, right? I know he's probably going to know everybody there, but one of the things that's always made Adelanto impactful is that when we go with the movers, right? So I think that's why I'm asking who's all going to go. I think Councilwoman Updegrove, if you can go, right? I think it would be, yes.
Mayor, I just want to let you know, the reason that I said I couldn't go is not necessary. So I will be in Salt Lake City. My son is in Salt Lake City. So those are the dates that I will actually be in Salt Lake City. So I will already be there.
Okay, perfect. So what I would say is this: if we can get our federal lobbyists to meet us there, I think it would be a great time that where we would need to pull away as a city and spend some time with him as well, right? Because I think it was Councilmember Mesa who said, Mayor Pro Tem, and Jesse, when they go to DC, this, that, and the third, get to sit down and meet the man who makes this stuff happen for us on a federal level. So if we can all go, including the city manager and maybe our economic developer and our lobbyists, I think that's something we need to make happen.
Okay, so Mr. Mayor, this is Jesse, City Manager Flores. So you've given direction to double the budget for next fiscal year. That's number one. Taisha, our finance department accountant, is here with us today, so she's making note of that. And number two, we're going to probably end up moving some monies around in order to accommodate the trip, the total and attendance trip. So I will get with finance department shortly thereafter. Is there another item as far as direction goes?
We can go on a road trip. Like the Suburban will fit us all.
No, you don't want to do that.
I'm just kidding.
You don't want to drive through those mountains in November.
I'll drive.
MPT, you're wanting to add one more thing.
You missed it. Yeah, you walked away.
No, again, I thank you, Mayor, for bringing up that point about, having our federal lobbyists out there, because there's I'm just, these three keep popping out, energy and water, federal advocacy committee meeting, transportation and infrastructure, federal advocacy committee meeting, and housing, right? If I'm not mistaken, those are three key things that we were going out to DC to advocate for, and almost, declare a state of emergency here in the city of Adelanto. So if we can have him out there and make sure that those are three meetings that we are sitting in, I think it'd be of great value to have him out there with us.
All right, perfect. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open the public comment here at 2:23.
There is no one online, sir.
Already, no one in person, so I'll go ahead and I'll close public comment here at 2:23, and I'll move for the motions of everything that city manager has mentioned: doubling next year's conference, moving funds to accommodate all of us going to this one, and yeah, that's it.
I'll second, with the caveat that we double confirm with each council member privately to ensure that we want to put the money that they're going to for sure go, so that we can allocate properly.
Yep. All in favor? Aye. Okay, moving on to future agenda items. Councilwoman Evans?
Yes, thank you. I have one. I had two, but I didn't write the second one down. So we're going to go with one. I would like to, going back to the demographics workshop, I'd like to have a future agenda item for discussion on the standards we set for developers coming in for housing. One thing that stood out to me was the importance of ensuring we are providing all types of housing, right? Mayor Pro Tem Ramos did a great job of explaining what that looks like. So I'd like for us to ensure that we have options to help, hold on, I skipped some stuff. Ensuring we have all options to help us not only attract residents, but to keep them. So my ask is that we set a policy that will have a minimum requirement for the housing development folks.
Before we move on to that, city manager, didn't we do all of that with the pro housing? The sixth element, wouldn't that just be a staff meeting? Because we already have that in our housing element, don't we?
That is correct. That's all part of the 6th cycle housing element, Your Honor.
So that wouldn't need to be an agenda meeting, Councilwoman Evans.
Okay.
I think that should just schedule a meeting with Dr. Gill and city manager, and they can go over the housing element for you, because that covers all of that. Did you have another one?
No, I'm sure I'll have one after I sit down with them because we need, yeah, no, that's it.
Councilwoman Updegrove,
I'm good, thank you.
Councilwoman Mesa.
Yeah, I got two, for Jesse and staff to look at, all-inclusive for the parks funding, grants that we can add that. And again, that's with the handicap, and special need kids that will have opportunities to be at our parks. There's funding out there. If we can put that on and see if we can look at that and then put it on an agenda. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
And the second one, I would like city manager to extend an invitation to our school district board to come over here and give us a presentation. I don't want to say what it should be under, just a meet and greet. I want it to be a friendly interaction, and they can invite us to theirs as well, and we can start the conversation, the dialogue. So if we're going to do this, let's do it, and send out an invitation for them to respond to.
I will gladly second that.
So noted.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem.
I'm not sure if this is, Mayor, would this be an agenda item or if we can just, if CM can move forward with it, but I'd like for us to, I guess, collectively decide which links to the different boards that we sit on, to integrate those to our city website so that our residents have easy access to them and can jump on there and then, link them to these boards with these updates that we give. So I'm not sure if that can just be direction or if we need to bring that before the council.
I think I'll second for a discussion item to then give direction with the discussion.
Perfect.
Yeah, that could be a discussion item for sure. All in favor?
Aye. And that's all, Mayor. Oh, lastly, just everybody have a safe Halloween. If you're driving out there, slow down. If you're in costumes, wear lights, wear bright clothing, but have a safe Halloween coming up.
Wear bright clothing on Halloween? Doesn't be hard to be some ghosts and some. Not just kidding. No, I don't have anything. So no more public comment. I'll move for adjournment. The next regular city council meeting will be held November 12th at 11 a.m. Our timeout here is 2:28. Can I get a second?
All second.
All in favor? Aye.